Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Excuse me. So here we are, and ideally we should be able to finish off the actual game turn today. I don't think it's going to take us too particularly long. It's an interesting time, really. A lot of what we're doing is mostly carrying on from what was already decided the day before. So these turns are getting a little bit faster. We're still taking our time with them. There's no rush here. But things are starting to speed up to a decent degree. Hello there, AT. How you doing, my friend? Now, I'm very happy and, yeah, was a little bit, well, I suppose it was intriguing to find out that we need to have engineers at these facilities for them to repair. But now, we'll be able to rectify that situation about 2-3 days, probably at 2 days at most, 3 days maybe. We'll have engineers in the actual sites. We need, like, Gifu, Mabashi, Nagoya, etc. I think there's like 2 or 3 other sites that do need some engineers to actually start repairing. Hello there, Anno. How you doing, my friend? Yeah, so once we get that going, we'll be able to start repairing our facilities. It's a shame, because I suppose at the end of the day, we have lost a couple of days of R&D progress. I mean, the R&D has been progressing elsewhere, like at sites like Kobe, and sites such as that. Actually, Kobe could really do. I just need to get these, supplies, really, in these certain areas. Now, let's see. I do have you over here. You are kind of fair bit of supply, actually. You have just completed. Okay. Now, I do have... it's already arrived, hasn't it? Okay, well, we're not going to allow this, due to the fact that I really can't afford to be taking supply away from Tokyo at the moment, especially when we are to be, well, telling her to stop holding on to... Well, yeah, we're not going to be sending supply here as such this turn. I mean, we'll send supply. I'll send the minimum amount here just to keep Tokyo running. I do have 51,000 tons, but that could go very quickly. What's up there, Parental Feron? How you doing, my friend? Okay. So I think what we're going to do here, then, is we'll go through and take a look at Japan, then. Right, supply. Yeah, Portap has a shite load of supply. Now, the light industry isn't producing here due to a lack of actual resources. We've pretty much effectively drained Port Arthur for the time being of resources, which is rather interesting. Okay, Saigon, Takao, Osaka, Kyoto. Okay, so Osaka's got way more than she really needs. 91,000 tons, that's fine. I'll turn off supply at Osaka for the time being. I want the supply to go elsewhere. We really need this supply to go elsewhere. It might be a little bit crazy, but I'm going to set these sites to actually try and just... I need them. I absolutely need them to gain this supply. It's absolutely needed. Once we rectify the situation, and once I have the required amount of supply, I can definitely chill out on it. And then we can allow to continue as we go on. I'm not doing too badly. Just had something to eat, which is why I've started a little bit later. And, yeah, it's been good so far. I'm really... I'm really, like, tempted to go and start collecting Adeptus Titanicus. I found the Princeps... 1 second. Yeah, I found the Princeps collection for about £128, which is excluding post and packaging. But it's like on the Games Workshop website, it's about 160 quid, but I don't know, it just looks so cool. I don't know, I've always been a massive fan of Titans, and yeah, they're really cool. And the Warlord here is only about 6 inches tall, so they're not very large, and I just think they'd be kind of cool. I mean, an idea that me and Richard's got at the moment is, due to the fact that we don't live too far away, is what we're considering, and he does actually run a sort of wargaming club, is we've sort of been thinking about maybe we should get together and play a game like this and maybe like record it or something. I mean, of course, this is just one idea, and then maybe do like some different ones in the future, but that'd be kind of cool. Hello there, Shannon, how you doing, my friend? And Pirate, how you doing? Yeah, so that's enough of my nerdiness there. I just really liked that sort of stuff. It's been a long while since I dabbled in anything Games Workshop. Been a long time. Most because their stuff is expensive as hell. But yeah, I found the collection for about £128 from a UK independent store. Of course, they buy their stuff from GW, but 128 quid is hard to argue with. Yeah, I know, right? Love me some 40k. Okay, the 7th Division, yep. Resting and training over here. That's good. Now, they are suffering here with the maintenance. It seems, yeah, really rough. I do have 6 H6K4s in the pool, actually. In fairness, we can allow them. I can deal with that. I can deal with that. If we need to, we'll send additional H6K4s, but until then we won't. Right, we are unloading our oil over here. I do believe you are carrying oil. Yes, you're carrying oil here. Okay. We have stripped some of the escorts away from this area, so we do have to be fairly careful. Yeah, this is the convoy he's trying to hit at the moment. Let's see. Can I produce any troll boats at any of these ports here? No, not here. How about Ominato? Nope. Tokyo, I'd imagine, be able to. Interestingly, no. Rather intriguing. Okay. So, yeah, the main thing here at the moment is just to try and get the supply to where it's needed. Absolutely. Okay. So I'm going to turn off supply of Nagasaki as well. Hello there, Dobry. How you doing, my friend? Right, 25,000 tons of supply, that's fine by me. What do we actually have at Nagasaki? Is there any air... Right. Okay, so we do have some production here of the E1... 4Y1 Glen. Interesting. The B6N1 Jill as well. A lot of heavy industry here as well. Okay, well, considering that you do have the lowest amount of supply amongst the biggest cities, we'll probably keep that on. Nagoya, I'm going to increase that to 15,000. Yeah, so what we'll do here then is, let's see. Engines. Nagoya needs it, Gifu definitely needs it. Yeah. Yokohama, Yokosuka, yep, that's been set there. How the hell you pronounce that one? I think this is it. I mean, it may be a case of where we take supplies actually from Osaka and have them manually transported there just to kickstart the production there. But we'll allow the system to tick over. It should sort itself out now. Okay. Yeah, we need them to have that 20,000 tons of supply. Once they do, then we can actually settle it down. See, this city isn't too far away. Right, that'll do. What I'm going to do then is, let's go back. So, supply at maximum. Hello there, Alfonso. If it's possible, get rid of those bad pilots from Malaya since they're only wasting your best planes. See, this is it. I mean, what do we actually have in the pilot pool? I'll take a look and see what's in the pilot pool. And we did take a bit of a beating over here. We didn't lose as many zeros as... I mean, well, yeah, it sucks. I mean, we still have 26 zeros. The Tainan KUS did take a beating, I'm not gonna lie. The experience is still... Yeah, it's 63, but it is suffering here. Let's see, what do we actually have in the pilot pool? Yeah, so... In terms of actual pilots, there's not that many that are spare here. I'm going to have them assigned over here. Take about, well, that one's arrived immediately, but 3 days for you. Yeah. What we are going to do, though, is we are going to take our first ace out of the squadron. So, out of Tainan KUS. Yep, so, Kamihira, you're going to be transferred out of here. Okay, release the most experienced pilot. There we go. Yep, Kamihira is in fact our first fighter ace over here. He did fight in the big battle over Singapore. So we are going to retire him here. I think the issue that we have is the fact of the fatigue on our aircraft. There's a big difference here in terms of fatigue. I mean, I could ease this. We do have 23 aircraft in the actual pool here. So I could, if desired, fill those squadrons back up. But in reality, I do want to actually have the actual Zeros arrive out here at Kitabutai where they're going to be most needed. We can manage with the K-43-1Cs for the most part. They'll be able to do the job. Okay. So we're going to begin to head back to Luganville. I suppose the only issue here with Luganville is obviously it's under observation. So let's see, how do we want to arrive here? Now, I'm not seeing anything off over this way from Kitabutai, so there's no actual main targets to head directly for. So I think what we are going to do then is begin to make our way back. I'm going to head back, I'd say... I mean, I could head this way around, but I don't think there's going to be much here. I think whatever shipping is in the area is more than likely left the area. He knows full well that if it was to head out this way, it would be absolutely annihilated. He knows that. We could recombine Kitabutai, which is probably the best bet. And it would be the safest bet, really. So I'll have them recombine. Or at least actually head to the same location where they can combine then. That would be a good idea. I think it was about here somewhere. Obviously, we'll double check that. I mean, I could have them actually meet. Probably better to have them meet. Hello there, Mark. How you doing, my friend? Okay. So, yeah, we're looking about there. How many ships do we have over here? 13 ships. 9 ships. Yeah, they can merge quite nicely. Yeah, we are going to have Kitabutai basically go for a period of R&R, to be honest. Right, so I want you to meet the, well, Kitabutai over here. And then merge. And there we go. Go north. What's the air ammunition status on the carriers? I mean, this is obviously the good point. The point that we have to bear in mind really is the amount of armaments they have, like munitions. So, Karga is ready for action. She can maintain just full offensive actions. It's just the issue here that we do need to maintain. Well, we need to fill these Zero squadrons out again. I could refill Karga. I mean, the issue is we have lost a fair amount of experienced pilots, which is a shame. I suppose something to ease the burden is the fact that at least these A5M4s may, by the time we arrive back at track, depending on what happens, they may actually be carrier trained as well, which is nice. I can't remember exactly how long it takes for them to become carrier trained, but they have been aboard Kitabutai for some time now. So that's the benefit there, at least. At least we'll have more squadrons that are carrier trained in the future. Right. See, I would like to leave behind some fighters here at some point, but I suppose at the end of the day, these A5M4s really aren't too particularly special. We don't have an airfield yet anyhow, so we'll have to wait. But in the future, we'll take a look at actually redeploying some. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the other carrier. So, Akagi has used some of their torpedoes. Sorties is, yeah, pretty golden. We're definitely within the green there. Now, if I take a look, Hiru, she's used some of her munitions there, torpedoes, but she's still good to go. Soru, yeah, similar situation there, fair amount of torpedoes. Shokaku is basically fully ready for action with torpedoes. She has used a little bit of the bombs there. Zuikaku, yeah, much the same situation. Yep, there we go. We need to have the carriers head for truck to basically begin a process of rearm and repair. And of course, I don't know what we could manage over here at truck. I don't think I'd be able to repair major damage. I don't think the carriers have any major damage as such. What we'll do here then, take a look. Right, so Zuikaku actually does have 1 point of major damage here. Shokaku. Soru has 2 points of major damage. Hiro has 2 points of major damage. Okay, so 3 out of the 6 flat tops, the 6 fleet carriers, about 3 of them, so about half of the carrier fleet there, does have major damage that is going to need to be repaired in a shipyard. Now, that's not too bad. I can manage that. I can manage that. I mean, the question's going to be, let's take a look, actually. I've got the manual in front of me. Let's try and see if we actually do need a repair shipyard or whether it can be done out at port if I have sufficient naval support, perhaps. I think it is going to require a repair shipyard. Which it might be done in Manila, actually. Once we do actually demine and defang the Philippines, I could have them sent over that way to be repaired. Or even to Hong Kong, or even Singapore. I think probably the repair shipyard of Manila would be nice. Obviously, it's not too far away from the South Pacific here. Okay, so naval units to do. Let's try and find it. Right, damage and repairs. Okay, 2 seconds. 239. Right. Right, repair major damage. For most ships, large amounts of major damage can only be repaired in a shipyard or by a repair ship or an ARD in certain circumstances. Okay. It may be able to manage it. Repair ships AR can repair all major damage for small craft. They can also repair major engine damage of 5 points or less and major flotation damage of 5 points or less on any ship. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, just read that one there, Mark. That's fantastic news there. Ports of size 7 and above can also repair major engine damage and major flotation damage of 5 points or less, but only if a ship is taken offline. Okay, so we can actually manage this. We can repair a truck. That's fantastic. It's actually the best case scenario, really. It does mean that we do not have to spend a long time out of the Pacific under a dubious situation. Do squadrons lose their carrier ability if they land on land? If they land for extended periods of time? I don't believe so. I'm not entirely sure how that one works, but for the time being, I'm going to say I do not believe they do lose that. Hard to say, though. So yes, we do have the ARD over here, which is the auxiliary repair dock. So this is actually a floating dockyard, which is very nice. So it only has a ship lift capacity of 3,000 tons, which is not exactly spectacular. I do have an auxiliary repair ship around here, yeah, which is over here. So this ship here, the Akashi, is actually, well, the Akashi, is actually ridiculously valuable right now. I mean, to be honest, let's see, where could I find another one? Right. There's only one other at Saigon. Yeah. Yeah, we've got one on the way. It's not too far out now. And we only do have 2 of those bad boys, so they are quite valuable. I think we only have the one AKE, which is the Ashino. So what we might do over here then is depending I don't know, it may be worth it to have both of them actually taken down to the Pacific there, because obviously the AKE would be fantastic to help aid in rearmament. Speaking of repair though, Congo has arrived over here at Hong Kong at long last, so she is now safe and ready for action. Well, of course she will be in a few days, well, a few weeks probably. So we'll dock her, disband the task force. Let's take a look then. So Hong Kong. Yep, here is Congo. Manage ships under repair. So yep, Congo is at top here. Apparently 14 days, that's not bad. That's not bad. Do leaders get the experience? Do you mean... I mean, do you mean the actual ship's captain? Do you mean like the squadron leader? I'm not entirely sure. I mean, it's a good question, really. It'd be one of these things that we do need to check out. Okay, let's go take a look at Congo in particular then. Okay. That's not too bad. So she does need to have 2 of her 12.7mm AA guns replaced. Over here she did lose 2 of these to an actual bomb, which is actually a really lucky bomb hit. Really lucky bomb hit. We could also have F1M2 Pete's more than likely upgraded, perhaps. I don't know about here at Hong Kong, but probably elsewhere. Probably not here at Hong Kong, considering the size of the airfield is only size 4. I believe you need at least a 5. But yeah. We can deal with that flood damage. We should be able to deal with that. I mean, we do have What's the size of the repair shipyard here? 50,000 tons. Yeah, we can definitely handle that. Yeah, the pilots always gain experience, or they can gain and lose experience. Of course, the squadron leaders, I think they can gain experience too. Ship captains, a lot of light leaders can gain experience. Okay. So if I was to put her down 9 days, so that's pier side. Now, yeah, that's what we're looking at here. So obviously she is going to need a lot more time then. Yeah, that's to be expected. So that is a long time for them to be out there. 145 days. Long time. That is a long time. Yeah, it's a lot of damage to work through here. And of course this could be sped up if we actually brought additional engineers in here to aid. But we'll commit to this then. And Congo will be returned to us in 145 days. My god. So we're probably not going to see her until, like, next year then, more than likely. It shouldn't take us that long. Okay. Yes, can't upgrade her. Right, in the meantime, then we'll have these pilots train. Naval search, not a bad thing there. That'll be handy. I don't believe it'll take that long. I suppose it is a big undertaking, really, isn't it? So it will need a lot doing. Fair enough. What's the ocean like over here then? Because I do need to be careful of allied submarines over here. Oof. Well, the thing is she's damaged, but she'll repair. And at the end of the day, at least she hasn't been destroyed. We could always take a look at actually having her sent potentially to like Nagasaki in the future actually. Hello there, Lewis. How is the invasion of Malaya and the Philippines going? It's going well in the Philippines, actually. We're making good progress there. Singapore has a bigger dry dock. Yeah. It'd be nice if we had the Singapore dry dock. Nagasaki could probably handle her, so we'll have her probably sent out that way in the future. Though once a little bit more of her battle damage has been repaired, I'd say. Okay. Yeah, pretty much. Goes into repair April 2019, comes out April 2020. Oh dear. Yeah, so luckily the ocean is, well, it's not lucky for us as it's actually quite poor that the ocean is deep here. What we may want to do then is head over to this position here where the ocean is actually shallow. It is, yeah, it's not a bad idea. At least we'd be operating in the one part of the Celebes Sea that is actually shallow. I mean, legitimately, the one part. I'm not seeing any other shallow ocean over here. There's a little bit of shallow ocean out here, into the Java Sea. It's an interesting question. I don't want to head too far down here. At least from this position, I'd actually be able to hit Balikpapan quite easily, actually. Yeah, I mean, you take a look at that. We're already seeing some aircraft tenders out here. I think it is going to be worthwhile to potentially launch a port raid out here. Of course, we do need to deal with this. Right. But our cruiser should go ahead and deal with that Magalma Mikuma. Hello there, John Murphy. Okay, we're going to have her sent over this way. Better than 42 and come out in 70 years, yeah, pretty much. Right, linger there. Anything planned I miss? Not particularly. I mean, of course, we are just continuing with the mission as so far as yet. We have been discussing a potential landing potentially down here at Manado, though it's hard to say because I do not know what the resistance is like. Or it might be, I mean, I was thinking, do we actually land down here and take control of a base here then to ease our journey over to the Celebes Sea? Or do we actually land at Davao? If I land at Davao, we have a size 3 port here. We have the air capacity. We do have a little bit of resources there. That would be nice to collect. Of course, it does give us a position on Mindanao. I suppose it's one of these things. Do we rush this, or do we take this more methodical? And there's a part of me that would like to rush this and go into Borneo, like, now. But we can take our time. I think we can take our time. Not that we're really going to be slowing down anything. We are going to be taking care of a actual vital objective over here. So let's take a look then. So about 3,000 troops. I could potentially have 3,000 troops sent over here to Mindanao. So maybe to Naval over here, we could have an additional set of troops potentially sent to another part of Mindanao. We actually do have light industry and resources there. That'd be a nice little base there. And it'd actually be right in the centre there between the Sulu Sea and the Celebes Sea there. So that's quite a nice little location. Yeah, there's Cebu over here. That one does need to be dealt with. But obviously that will fall in time. It might be worth it to have about... we might send about 3,000 troops here to Mindanao, then the other 3,000 troops over here to Leyte, perhaps, or even, yeah, Leyte and Samar. Yeah, Davao first and Borneo. I think that's probably the wisest move. It's the one that is going to lead to actual success. So these are the Yokosuka. Yep. Okay. We could, but the Philippines, it doesn't have much in the way of resistance. So the only resistance is really in the north of Luzon, and that has been dealt with. Now, the issue is really, he is going to be fortifying the absolute hell out of Bataan. So, it's a difficult one, really. I'd love to go into Bataan and take care of it, but the issue is it would really... It'd take a lot of time, it'd take a lot of efforts, it'd take a lot of men's lives, really. So I think what we might be able to do then is just, in reality... I mean, what could be the stacking limit then at Bataan? I don't know if there is a stacking limit at Bataan. Why starve when you can just take it? Well, I mean, the thing is, it's like we have... Obviously, 39,000 men over here, but then there is an additional 39,000 men, another 478 guns, another 423 armoured fighting vehicles. He has a fortified position here, and he'll have a lot of supplies. It'd be a difficult fight, a very difficult fight. Hello there, Talon. How you doing, my friend? I think you should focus on Dutch East Indies for the oil. What would you gain from taking Mindanao now? Well, you could capture the oil and the Dutch East Indies before you can evacuate it. Well, the thing is, we do have the Singapore Express on station around this area now. So what we are going to be doing then is effectively sealing off Borneo. You have to bear in mind, like, let's draw this out. But it's a good point. It's absolutely a good point there. I won't dispute, it is a good point. Okay, make sure no US destroyer escort make it to Samar. Yeah. Yeah, so, because of the fact that we do have stronger surface assets nearby, I think it actually does lend Warsaw to take a Mindanao now. So, we do have the Singapore Express. The Singapore Express is going to head over to this position over here. We are going to have the cruisers head around this way to chase down and destroy these transports. Now, what we could do here then is actually launch a airstrike on the actual port here from Balikpapan. And try and knock out the ships. I do have the submarines out here, so what I can do then is actually really dogpile the submarines outside of Balikpapan. But the thing is, the time of which he's been able to take the fuel and oil out of southern Borneo is now going to come to a close. He will no longer be able to do that once we control the MacArthur Strait. What I'll do is actually patrol the area with some warships. I would send some warships into the area now, but I do not know what the sort of resistance from the air could be like. So what we'll do is we'll launch a port strike. I think a port strike could be done. There's not a huge garrison at Balikpapan or Samarinda. I mean, Samarinda is a fairly light garrison that could be taken, but it's one of these things. I'd rather deal with Balikpapan and then deal with Samarinda rather than cross the river. I'd rather not cross the river. But yeah, due to the fact that we do have these warships over here, what I'm going to do is actually try and cut off the Mikasa Strait, and in reality just build like a wall here. You're going to need a big port to resupply Singapore Express soon. We do have Babal Dawab over here. Is a fairly large port. I don't know if it has the ability to rearm them as such, but if necessary I could go back to Hong Kong or Cam Bay or even Saigon. We do have a few options available to us. I mean, once we actually do clear out the mines at Manila, I could very much, well, I could very well do that. Yeah. Now, what I'm thinking, obviously because we do have these ships over here, we also do have the planes from Babal Dawab, which are covered in this sort of area here with their torpedoes, which is quite nice. So at least I do have covered in this area of the Celebes Sea, and obviously into the wider area here. So what I'm thinking here then is we take advantage of that. We have about 3,300 troops on one force and about 3,800 on another, roughly, or something around that. So what I think we could do then is land over here at Davao, and then potentially I could land another force either at one of these bases over here, or we could go ahead and go for another landing over here. But obviously you can see here that the road network isn't great. I mean, what we'll do is take a look at this. Yeah, Saigon's too far. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't like to go to Saigon. But it is obviously something to bear in mind. So yeah, I suppose we'll take a look at the options here for where we should be landing. I'm going to say Davao because it's the centre of the island. It is a nice port there. It will do quite nicely. It depends really what he's deployed to this area. I don't imagine he's deployed too much. Now, Cotabato or Cotabato could be an option there. It's a smaller port though, and only size 2 air capacity. Surigao, size 2 port. Bhutan. Yeah, looks like his other forces over here at Cagayan. Air capacity 4. Yeah, it's a decent sized airfield there. Yeah, okay. Well, what it might be worth doing then is potentially taking control of Davao. Oops, move the actual map there. Wait, what's the IMGA link? Let's take a look at that. Yeah. Oh man, I'm so glad that. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. I'm gonna hold on to that one. I like that. I do it every now and then. I get a little bit bored sometimes, so I like to do shit like that. Oh dear. Oh, see you later there, John. Have a good one, my friend. Defend with some naval support is good enough. Yeah. I'd like to take control of this second port just to actually have another point to spread out from. So maybe over here to Cotabato, which is not too far. Let's take a look at the terrain then. The terrain's obviously going to be another consideration here that we must take into account. So let's take a look. So, oh yeah, that's actually rather more attractive there. So we do have a clear terrain. It might be worthwhile to actually land there. Possibly that. I mean, it really does depend on what sort of garrison he could have over here at Davao. Of course, we would be foregoing a larger port and, yeah, well, same size airfield, but the port is what matters. I think we'll do reconnaissance, but I'm going to probably land... Okay, so option A is Davao. Let's turn off the actual terrain thing here. Okay, so... God damn it. Play ball game. Yep, there we go. So option A is Davao. So that's A. Now, option B would be over here. That's option B. Now, A has jungle. Just pretend that says jungle. Just pretend that says clear. Obviously, it would be very nice to land in the clear terrain there, as it would be quite, well, easy on us. I suppose it depends really what he has in terms of resistance. That's going to actually decide it. What we really want to do here then is obviously deal with the American resistance on the island of Mindanao. But it would then give us a nice area, well, a nice base in the area to project power then, as we could then project it from here. So that's worthwhile doing. I'd definitely say so. Devour is a better hub. Yeah, it's actually closer to Babal as well, so it'd be nice. So what we'll do here then is I'm going to set out with my forces here, so we'll send the larger force then out. What do you actually have here? Supply-wise, yep, it's a decent amount. Sasebo 3rd, Yokosuka 4th, yeah. 840 tons of supply, 10,000 tons of supply, my lord, that's a lot of supply. Will you march troops from Brunei to North Borneo? I mean, if they could march, I'd be very impressed, but we can take a look at that. We do have troops on the north coast of Borneo. We actually do have something in the region of about 2,000 to 3,000, something, or 2,000 give or take, in a fast transport mission that, well, they're not on board now, but they could be. We do have it set up there with a heavy cruiser, 3 light cruisers, and a bunch of destroyers and APDs. So very good force there, about 51,000 tons in total. That is ready and primed to move. So we'll be launching a simultaneous operation over here to the north as well in the time to come. So what we're going to do then is, we'll go with the 10,000 tons. Right, 3,300 troops, 3,400 troops. 368 equipment, 312 equipment. We'll go over here then and land at Val. I'll send the other force then to obviously hit the other side. Right. I'll have them make their way to Cotabato. Replenish from port. And yeah, we should go for a tactical refuel, so that was a little bit of a mistake. Replenish from port. There we go. Okay. What I'll do here then is assign the actual patrol boats. There is one over here at Babal already, so that's good. I'll assign another patrol boat there. There we go. I can always lend some surface assets over there. Yeah, it really is quite nice, actually, that light industry. We can pick that up. The only issue with this base over there is it's one that is unconnected to the rest of Mindanao via road. It's really kind of isolated. So we'll take that with a light transport. Well, with a light mission, really. I could have the actual engineer unit move from here, either to Babal or either to Davao. What do I actually have over here at Babal? A fair amount of engineers, actually. A lot of road construction engineers that we need to actually get the hell out of here and actually move in elsewhere. So we'll take a look at that. I need these engineers. Absolutely need these engineers elsewhere. These vehicles are very nice. I mean, they've really helped Babal expand at a decent rate. But I need them elsewhere. I mean, Babal is a size 3 port. Only just made it to size 3 port. But, yeah, we need her to be a size 4 at the very least. Well, size 5 at the very least, so then she can actually protect the ships in her, well, port, really. Okay. There's not much available there. I don't appear to have any spare ships. Okay, so you've just finished loading up the 84th Naval Guard there. So that is about 1,000, yeah, 1,300 troops and that equipment. That's good. Now, I could have the 84th potentially even land on one of these islands out here, but I'm going to actually have them made ready to head down this way towards Luganville. Though we could use them for another task in the meantime, it's a hard question. I think you should use those troops to invade Balikpapan because it is more valuable, and invade Mindanao is just a cleanup and can be done later. What we do gain from taking Mindanao is a base in the area. It does cover our position because we are entering into a position there where we are without a friendly base in the close area. It's always better to have a chain of bases than to really project power out there and have it like basically hung in a grapevine, I suppose. Question is, where do we have these? I'm going to have these guys sent down to Luganville. At the end of the day, it would be very much nice. Well, very nice to have additional support out here. I could even have them sent down to garrison the Solomon Islands and Guadalcanal, or even have them sent towards Rabaul, perhaps. Depends really on what the resistance is like at Rabaul. I suppose at the moment, we might have them actually possibly sent this way. Hard to say. I mean, to be honest, it's like I need reconnaissance of Rabaul. We will have the aviation tender over here at Tulagi next turn. I could even potentially have it sent over here to the Shortlands to actually gain a better idea of what is actually going on there. But for the time being, we're going to have it sent towards Luganville. Yeah, they will make some good progress. It'll take them a little while to obviously arrive in the area, but at least there'll be another unit there, which is obviously going to be welcomed. So, I need this reconnaissance to work, so what we are going to do here then is take the G3s. Okay, divide the unit. Right. All G3s at this base, I want them to run reconnaissance over there. Hello there, Martin. Look for units in Japan, use ground forces button to find those you can freely move, remember which HQ they are assigned to, indeed. Yeah, okay. Engineers. Yeah, these base forces are the ones I'd really like elsewhere. So I do have the 7th base force over there at Ominato. Fukuoka. 2 at Takao. 3 at Takao, actually. I could take 2 from Takao, actually. 4 at Takao. Jesus. Hello, Star. Roindema. Okay. Yep, I could do with having these base forces redeployed elsewhere, then. So we'll take a look at the ones at Takao, then. These, obviously, large units. Well, I mean, the base force would be fantastic, but it would... It's the engineers in the local area that I need right now. What we'll do then is we'll work on... We'll start down this way, see what we can actually have and where it can be sent from and where it can be spared, and then we'll head over here to Japan. I'd love to take additional assets from over this way, which we could potentially do. I do have this mission over here, so let's take a look. So, air combat transport, this is the one. Not this one, actually, sorry. See you later there, 80. Have a good one, my friend. Right, here we go. We have Kashino. So that is the ammunition tender. What I'm going to do here, then, is actually grab some escorts. I'm looking for the longer ranged destroyers. There we go. Lovely. I do have Kitakami over here, but it's one of those, isn't it? It's like she's a very interesting weapon. She's a very interesting weapon. And the question comes down to how the hell do we use her? Because it's like I'd absolutely love to see those torpedoes used in anger. I mean, it would be beautiful, but the thing is, they only target a single warship. I mean, at least if they do hit, they are absolutely gonna hit. The issue is, it's like, it's hard to say. I think she'd be very handy in a sort of ambush, to be honest. I don't know, I don't want her to be destroyed, because she is quite unique there. There's nothing else that has that many torpedoes. She's very much a one-trick pony, but I'd like to hold on to the day when she could be used. And make us all proud, really. In fairness, I might even send an additional destroyer or something. It wouldn't really kill us, would it? I need a decent level of speed. I'll go ahead and spare a third destroyer there. Now then, I do have the option here of sending the actual troop transports. You do have a little bit of engine damage there. You do have a longer range, well, more endurance, but you do have less capacity. What I'll do here is assign the Taikyo, or Taikyo, I have the helping out at transport there. Yes. Okay. We're going to head over here to Saigon, and we're going to pick up the repair tender. And we still have... Yep, okay, so we have Sazuya over here. So, yep, she's fully ready for action. So she could actually escort the little flotilla there into the Pacific. Faster AP? I think we only have about 17 knots there. I mean, yeah, it would be nice, obviously, to have a faster troop transport. But she's the fastest one I have at that base, and 17 knots is not too bad at all, really. The AKE is what I want to go out that way. I want them to actually I want them to actually escort the AKE and the auxiliary repair ship as well. I know it's going to take a little bit of time. Once we do get past the danger, well, the major areas of danger, then I'll split up the force, but for the meantime, I do want to make sure they are protected. Right, so she's going to head into Saigon. Now, I do have the Oilers over here. What I'm going to do here, then, is actually dock this force, but I'm going to form a new task force, obviously surface combat one with Sazuya. Oh, you're actually available as well, then. That's fantastic. So... Oh, yeah, Shiro. That's not too bad. Okay, so, heavy cruiser, light cruiser, and about 4 destroyers. That sounds pretty good to me. That sounds pretty good. Okay. Yep. 17 knots here as well. We do have 18 knots. I'll have her included in the force as well, actually. Okay. Amphibious would be a good idea. Right, so the AR can't be included in that, god damn it. Ah, 21 knots there. Of course, she does have that really low endurance. Yeah. Good point there, Martin. Right. We do have a few actually available at 18 knots. That's actually rather nice. Very, very good endurance too. Okay, that's good to bear in mind. Am I just missing the AR here? I might very well be doing so. Do you really need that motor torpedo boat at Saigon? Must have missed that, actually. Oh, the G2. No, I can have her sent into the pool, to be honest. Yes, return to pool. Okay. I think we'll make a compromise then. I mean, she's very valuable. Very, very valuable. So what we'll do then is we'll have her head out here to Kamran Bay. I'll have her escorted by Sazuya on her own, which is probably not a good idea. What do we actually have here that would be useful elsewhere? Land forces, ground forces, really. Do I really need to maintain a base force here at Saigon? It is a very good base, but could those assets be used elsewhere? I suppose the issue would be hard to actually have that asset replaced. It wouldn't be an easy thing to get another one here. I do have the special base force, the 11th. That could be potentially moved. Let's take a look. It comes down to the amount of engineers and engineered vehicles. That's what I really need. Obviously, the AA is very nice. The aviation, naval, and support in general is very good too. 24 engineers, so they don't have anything with them like vehicles, but they do have SLF and SLF HMG. They do have AA as well as actual guns. I mean, these dual-purpose guns are pretty nice. Yep. In effect, they're really going to be our like garrisons for the most part. They only have a small amount of infantry, but they can sort of look after themselves against light attacks. Yeah. Okay. What I'll do here then is we're going to grab the heavy cruiser here and turn this into an amphibious task force. Let's take a look at speed here. So, yeah, good amount of capacity there. I'll see how many ships I need. Obviously, I don't want to be sending them out willy-nilly. Right, load troops. I'll load up the 11th. Yeah, the 1st definitely has more in terms of equipment, it seems. AA machine guns. I should take that back. Motorized support, okay. That's fine. I'll take the special base force. So load that. Now, I do have the 23rd AA Regiment here. So that is 16 8cm T99 Type 99 AA guns, 8 13.2mm AA guns, AA machine guns. Obviously it's nothing spectacular, but at least these AA guns could be pressed into defense of an island or whatever they might be sent to if needs be. So it's quite nice. We do have a airfield construction. Oh, very, very good there. Yeah, that's very good. Grab you. We'll grab the AA. Do we grab the AA regiment? I mean, it would be nice to have that AA. But would I be better off having that in Asia? But then again, we do need to fortify, don't we, the main line of resistance. Let's take a look at the gun numbers. Okay, it's not a massive difference. I'll have the 51st AA Battalion moved instead. I'll leave behind these engineering units and take these ones. So, yeah, that's going to be pretty good there. So, about what we're looking at here then. So, 24 engineers. Another 24, so that's 48. I think engineer vehicles are equivalent to 5 engineers, so that's another 10 there. So yeah, what we're looking at, 58 engineers there, quite nice. Support there, motorized support, very good. There we go. Right, turn on load troops only. Right, verify load. Right, accept load. There we go. Okay, so what we're going to do here then is I'm going to grab another ship, form task force, cargo. Now, let's see, speed. 40 knots, 18 knots. Right, we'll take you. That's 4,000 tons of supply then that we'll take with us. So what I want you to do is begin loading supplies here. So dock. You're leaving. Right. Disband. Dock. I'll have you load fuel, because today it would be nice to have that fuel available for ships in this area. And you're loading, okay. Good, good. Right. That's fine, I'm going to have them head back to Saigon. I need to really reorganize the patrols here. We definitely are lacking. What I may do here then is actually move these engineer units out of here. They're not really doing me any good here. I do have bases obviously closer to the front line, so Soktrang has really lost its purpose. Then it's not a rail line, which is not Very good for me. So we'll have them head out to Saigon and they could be redeployed from that area then. Okay. So let's take a look here. Right. Disband you. I need to figure out how to use this force. Also, we shipped away a lot of the actual cruisers here and a lot of the actual escorts themselves. What is the size of the actual port here? Is a size 6, okay. It might be worth it to actually have them disband for the time being until we actually need them. As Martin says there, as the game considers them to be at sea, unless they're docked or disbanded. So disband them. At least for now. We'll figure a purpose for them soon. Right, the transport mission, yeah, okay. What do I have here then at Kamran Bay? Naval construction, yep, that's very attractive. 33 engineers and 3 engineering vehicles, very, very impressive. Of course, that could be used elsewhere. I could use that potentially down here to build up a base. It's one of these things, isn't it? Do we want to take from the left hand to pay the right hand? We can't really afford to take all the engineers out of the area. And we can take a fair amount, but we are going to keep some available for use elsewhere. Okay. I might have them actually transfer to Bab al-Dawab actually to build up the base there. Yeah, that'd be a nice idea. Okay, you remain here. How big is that unit? I might be able to accomplish it with a fast transport mission. We can handle that. Yeah, we can handle that. Possibly. Not far off, not far off. Kitakami doesn't carry anything. I do have the other destroyers here. It would be a waste to do that though, so we are gonna do it. We're not gonna do it by fast transport. It's too wasteful, it seems. I do have you, so we'll have you load the troops here. Can I change this to an amphibious? I can't. Only transport. What I'll do then is have that separated there. There we go. Right, load the troops. So I'll take the Naval Construction Battalion. There we go. Load the troops only, set the load, there we go. Okay, what I'll do here then is... we'll use these destroyers then on an escort mission. I think 2 destroyers is probably a sufficient enough escort. I mean, it's a fairly good escort, I'm not going to lie about that. Now, the issue is I'd love to have control of the Sulu Sea. We could potentially move through the Sulu Sea to actually really expedite our movement, but that is a risky proposition. It does come with risks there, as we are moving through an active, well, area of war. So let's see, what was the actual route here? Now, that is 40 hectares of travel. If I change this to, let's say, a normal path, that is 45. Actually, yeah, that's not bad. I'd say 5 hectares difference, but it means that we will arrive in a significantly safer manner. I'd go with that. Though, do I want them to head so close to the Philippines as such? We do have control of this area, but there are submarines. But I think we can manage that. I think we'll be okay there. Okay, Casino. I want to have you escorted. Casino. Let's see, do we have any patrol boats here? Patrol boats that do the job quite nicely. No, I do not. She's actually rather valuable to me. Not gonna lie. Okay. We'll have her escorted by Yora and Murasami. Murasami is a pretty long-range destroyer there. She does have the type... Yeah, but Type 95, 2 depth charges here. These are... I think these are actually superior to what we normally carry. She's one of the nicer destroyers as well. Very, very capable. Very capable. So we'll have her assigned there. Of course, it's going to take them some time to get to that objective. And what we'll do then is we'll aim to have we'll say to bombard Warp, and then what I can do is actually have it change out. Now, it is a risky proposition going again through here, through the Sulu and into the Celebes Sea. I mean, obviously, once we did have control of Mindanao and obviously Palawan, and just Borneo in general, it would become much safer for us. Obviously, there'd still be the risk there, but it would be a safer run. What I need to worry about here is the fact that with the Singapore Express here in this area, it is going to draw attention to this area. He's going to be thinking, right, okay, perhaps it's worthwhile to send some of my air power down this way. Okay. Can I make a suggestion? I don't know if you did this, but why not place 0 squadrons on combat patrol over your air bases, or have them run sweeps, patrol near your base, pull his fighters from his other bases? It depends really. I mean, if they're running combat patrol, then if they're over Singapore, they're going to remain over Singapore. The actual raids by his planes and Mersing isn't really doing that much damage. It's taken a lot of effort for him. He's been burnt a couple times on it as well, so I don't think it's going to be too likely to do it. Okay, so we're looking at 40 there. Let's go with the safer path then. So safer, 49, yep, that's obviously fire. That's fine. So that leaves me Yadachi and Shinomi. Okay. So she's going to head out over here. She's going to meet up with... I'd say the Amphibious one for the time being then. Go meet up. Okay, fantastic. So with that, we are moving a good few engineers out from here. What I want to do here then is obviously not send everything to the South Pacific, obviously, as we do need to have supply and engineers move to bases closer to home to begin to fortify. I'd like to have engineers move down here to Baval Dwarf so I can actually begin to fortify the area. At least expedite the construction. What I might do is take an engineer unit from here. I know it seems a little bit contrary to what I'm saying here, but we do have an okay amount of engineers here. I'll obviously have them replaced in a few days, but in the meantime I'd like to have these units actually sent down to Luganville where they could actually be really used. Over Malaysia, but it seems your loss is due to damage rather than being outright destroyed, so at least defend over your air bases. We do have the KI-43-1Bs running combat patrol over the home base. What I'll probably do is run maybe 80% rest, 20% combat patrol, then at least we do have some zeros to respond to the threats. It depends here. Like, we were savaged, he was savaged. It's harder for him to replace his losses here than it is for us to replace our losses. Indeed, right. Let's see. What I have in terms of the KI-43 1C pulse, I do have these guys. 17 of them so far. Okay, you're still running escort missions over Mersing, it seems. What I'm going to do then is change that. Fair amount of fatigue here. Okay. Okay, that's very good. Two very experienced pilots in here. Nah, don't worry about it, Carl, I'll be fine. I think he's been very, I think he's been reluctant at mersing. And this is why we need to prepare for Luganville. We can't half-arse it. But his air-powered mersing isn't going to make the difference there. Obviously, it'd help him. I think he may be suffering from lack of supply, to be honest. It would really make sense for a lot of these reasons. Yeah, I'm considering actually sending some of these good ones. I might take Nekojima and Akamutsu. That'd be 2 pilots. We do still have a fair number of experienced pilots, but at least these guys could go on then to actually aid in training our future pilots. So I'm going to take the most experienced pilots, so 2 of those. So release the most experience, yep, and then... There we go. So they're still going to be led here by Muto. So that's fine. Okay, so we're taking 3 of our experienced pilots here from the A-System-2 squadrons. So that will mean that 3 squadrons will actually have a very good, very experienced trainer here. Yeah, well, it's one of these things. He does have a lot of men there at mersing. A hell of a lot of men. Okay. What we'll do here then is I'm going to run 50% combat air patrol, then 50% rest over Kotobaru. That's one of these things, isn't it? Are we actually giving him the time he needs? I think when it comes to it, I still say it's 3 P-17 kills. Oh dear. See, if he's bombing mersing, I'd rather him bomb mersing than to bomb the airfield here at Kotabaru. It'll be okay, Carl, don't worry. Be okay. What we're going to do... We're obviously not going to send out a bomber raid here. I think what we might do here, then, is rest our A6M2 zeros a little bit longer. To be fair, I mean, I could have this converted to a Ki-43 1C squadron and then have the 1As converted to 1Bs. But for the time being, they are... Well, they're working aircraft, and that works for me. What we could do then is potentially just make a massive raid in the days to come. He's taking losses over here. He understands the fact that... he understands the threat, really, doesn't he? We'll see. We'll see. The great news is that at long last we will arrive here next turn. That's going to be fantastic. It's a fair amount of men here. From what I can tell, this is the only unit in the north left, other than the forces down here. So as soon as we deal with this unit here, I'm going to release the armor. They're going to be able to make a little bit of progress, a little bit faster progress than the others. But the main part here is, once we deal with this, as far as I can tell, that is the only unit I've seen over here for a while. So then what I'll be able to do is take control of the bases over here at Tamala, Kuala Lumpur, try to make our way down here to Malacca. I mean, I could have a unit sent, yeah, we have a Thai unit on the way over here to Kuantan. And, yeah, we'll be able to take control of these bases over here in Malaya. We'll actually have the rail line to actually begin to transport units down here. I mean, Malacca is the main base to take. I mean, I'd absolutely love to try and catch his forces out over here. I think he would attempt to pull them out in the meantime, but we'll see what happens. I want to force him into a situation when he has to retreat from mersing or face being cut off. I know he will choose to retreat rather than be cut off, which is fine. It means then that we do have the base there at mersing available. I can begin to actually use that. It's additional troops there that can be used. Plus, it's nice to have another base there in the area. I mean, does mersing have any airfield? No, it's just a port there. But it's something that would become handy. It could have uses in the future then. Okay. 91st is moving there. See, I'd like to have the 91st potentially sent over here to Sumatra. Maybe, by the way, barge. Ah, Carl, I don't think it's gonna fall because of some aircraft. I honestly do not think so. The defensive immersing have taken a lot worse than that. They do have a ×2 jungle bonus, which is really quite handy. We do have a little bit of AA there. The B-17's hurt, don't get me wrong, but we need to rest our planes. We can't be out there every single day. What we'll do is basically rest for maybe a day or two. Maybe less, maybe more. We'll see what the situation's like on the ground. And then we'll go and raid Singapore's airfields. Or we might even change tactics completely. We'll see. We'll see how things go. Right. I think I'll just completely rest the squadron. And I could replace the losses here, but I don't want to do that. I want to have these zeros sent to Kiributai. Do we actually have that AA sent over here? I can't remember what we did with that. So I'm going to say probably. Oh, right, yes. The element's 124th over here. That 16th Naval Guard would be really handy elsewhere. Yeah, 3 base forces, that's impressive. Okay. $1,200. It might be worthwhile to send the other elements there on the 124th. I'm going to send the additional men of 124th down there. Okay, now they're only loading 76 cargo here, so we'll be able to carry a little bit of supply with them. So it's set below there. It'll take about 2-3 trips, but that's fine. So yep, have them made ready. So we are going to be sending these men down here to Mersing, where they will be able to join with what remains of their regiment. As you can see here, we do have the other element of the 124th. Build up those numbers. And in reality, we will be arriving here at Taiping, so Taiping will fall the day after, without a shadow of a doubt. After that, yeah, it's basically going to be a few days until we are down here. So he knows his time here is extremely limited, so I do feel he's probably going to try either a savage attack, but if I can repulse that, then that means Mersing will survive. How many A672s do you even need to replace? All the losses in Kiributai. We did replace a couple, you are right. Ground bomber at Mersing could be useful, some with combat air patrol. Same with combat air patrol, long range combat air patrol, apprentice bombers. It could be, but he has 148 guns there, 55, yeah. He may have AA. I don't want to particularly risk or waste my planes over Mersing. We'll see. The situation will change here. His air power is clinging on. I mean, he's surviving here by basically massing his forces over at Singapore. That's the way he is surviving here. But that means he can only really do one of two things. He can either try to use his air power offensively, or he can use it defensively. He's using his fighters defensively, and he's using his bombers offensively, but that's obviously going to cost him. I do need to rest. I do need to rest the squadrons here. We also do need to mix it up so he doesn't know what to expect, or at least he'll have to try and guess. So we are going to go with a state of rest over here. Some of these aircraft really do need to rest. I'll put this to a 30% combat aperture and 70% rest. Well, 20% of that squadron, sorry. Just a couple planes. I mean, I could have the the Ki-43-1Bs do that. But they, of course, need to rest too. We do have AA over here, so what are we looking at in terms of guns? 175 guns. AA Regiment and AA Field Battalion. Obviously this one's just unpacking here, so it'll be unpacked tomorrow. It's a fair few extra guns here. Obviously it's not enough to defend us. Okay, what I'll do here is... No, place someone fully on rest. That one can remain on 30% combat air patrol. The Ki-43-1Bs will remain here. I understand what you're saying there, Carl. I do understand that one. And I think in regards to the Mersing situation, if Mersing falls, it's not going to be because it was bombed. It's going to be because, obviously, the huge amount of ground forces there. But I don't think he's going to break through. We have drip-fed a few extra reinforcements in here now. We're still not a massive amount, but we are drip-feeding them in. They do have the amount of supply they require. Obviously, they have taken disruption and fatigue damage. Disruption's not too bad. They're not too bad on that. Give them a better commander here. I really am sort of funneling the better commanders here. They might even gain some valuable experience out this way. Very good amount of planning here on Mersing. And that's really been working in our favour, the amount of planning that we actually have there. If we take a look at the combat reports. Okay, it doesn't show me the pluses. Let's tie up a lot of enemy forces here. Well, we don't know if he's going to be bombing there. I don't know. If you guys... What's fatigue? Okay, fine. I'll, I mean, if it will make you guys happy, then I'll go with it this once, then. They're not using a whole lot of supplies due to the fact that they're not really in combat. I mean, they're defending. You can imagine, obviously, when you're on the offensive, you are using like 2 to 3 times more supply per day. And obviously, it depends on really how intense the action is. On the defense, obviously, you are using supply, but you're not out there on the offensive, are you? You're not having to, like, basically lay down suppressing fire. You're not having to throw grenade after grenade after grenade. And you know what I mean? So there, JD Dolphin, how you doing, my friend? Welcome to the stream. His mornings didn't do much the last turns, and your fighters need some rest. I don't know, I just don't think it's particularly worth the amount of time here. It would be nice, obviously, to shoot something down, but we don't even know if it's going to do that. I'll send half of them. I mean, that is me being a little bit reluctant there. The army ones can stay over here and go to the room. The Sallies need to remain here on the ground. They have been training though, so ideally they have gained some experience. Obviously it's dropping for the most part due to the fact that they haven't been doing too much. What's the actual weather report here? Well, prediction. So weather here at the moment, sorry. So the weather's not great around this area. What's the forecast like? Extreme overcast. I shouldn't have. Let's take a look. Yeah, they're on long range combat air patrol. That's fine. Target is missing. These guys are over Kutabaru. These guys are just resting. Yep, all good. Hello there, JB. How you doing, my friend? How's the weather in Bordeaux? In reality, I could do actually transfer these guys out of here. Okay. Well, we'll go with a show of force. It's not guaranteed there's going to be everything over Mersing. If there's nothing over Mersing, then I suppose the worst we take is a little bit of extra fatigue, which will then have them rest off the turn after then. But of course, if we do see something, then at least we'll be there in force to try and shoot it down, really. We don't... I mean, he's bombarded here twice, so he's probably built up for an attack. We'll see what happens. Do what you want. I do anyway. No, I'm kidding. We do work on these things just together. I mean, obviously we do have like differences in opinion, etc. every now and then. Yep, those are the Yokosuka on their way in. Yes, I'd like to have these guys really... it's interesting with the paratroopers really trying to figure out how to use them. Okay, so we are launching our deliberate attack here to actually take control of this. Our forces over here at Clark. I mean, the 16th did take a beating, but the other divisions, the 4th and the 33rd, are in pretty good shape. I'm just basically waiting on the rest of my reinforcements to arrive here in this area now. Okay. I'm going to send the cannon detachment to deal with this. The 84th can be sent over this way. Or do we? Let's see. I might just have the Naval Guard do it, to be fair. Have the cannon detachment sent here, then. Well, then again, the cannon detachment will definitely be able to deal with this force here at Iba. We'll send the Naval Guard. Naval Guard, its other one is over here at Naga, which is... Down there. Yeah, once we do have Clark, I do have control of the rail line all the way down here then. We haven't moved the Ki-43s yet. We will be doing so shortly, really. At least we'll take a look at that. I don't know if we're going to move them into KYJ. We really, really do lack on engineers there. So we'll have to see what the situation's like. Okay, Sasiba. That armor's moving south. Okay. I'd like to have these guys sent down here as well, where they can actually unload properly. Though, Lingayen. Still only a size 1, god damn it. E-bar is a size 2 actually, so it would be good obviously to have that. But we'll have them sent down this way. Obviously it'll take some time, but at least they'll be able to unload and ideally away from danger. Alright. You're over here. Did you send a surface force to set out from Kitabutai? Yep. Megami and Mikuma are going to be dealing with that. Okay. I'm going to stick with, actually we need to set that range up, so all A6 and 2 zeros, yeah. I'll have another turn of reconnaissance over here at Balapapan. Now, the question comes down to, do we continue to use the torpedoes? I'm going to say no, due to the fact that we only have a limited number of torpedoes, so we're going to tell them to use the bombs. We're not great at this. I'll tell them to do it for 10,000 feet. Yeah. Reduce their range to their normal operating distance, which is 7. It'll be 5N1s, while basically all torpedo bombers do this. Okay, there we go. We'll run reconnaissance over here to Balapapan. Yep, you're going to continue to run that. How many units of supply does one light industry produce per turn? Light industry produces one unit supply per turn. Heavy industry produces 2 units supply per turn. So, well, roughly something like that. So you can see why, like Numea itself, it's a trickle of supply, but obviously it's something that would rather cut off completely. Right, naval search. In fact. There's a fair few there, that's fine. Balapapan. Talakan. Yeah. We'll continue to run the reconnaissance here over these islands, well, over these bases. I do want to actually know what's going on here, because if these bases aren't occupied, I will move in. Okay. Now, we do have an option. It's a very risky option. Oh, it's even riskier now, considering those numbers. But a lot of that could be a base force. It's hard to say. Jungle. Pretty rough. It seems the only reason that they could be going that way is reinforcing or taking supplies to Bhutan in the Philippines and Bhutan. If they move into the Sulu Sea, that's fine by me. We'll eventually catch them anyhow. He's more than likely probably just evacuate to the Philippines, I'd imagine. There's not really much that he gains from that. Of course, he might be trying to... I'd imagine he's got a lot of supply built up over here at Bhutan. But that's fine. If that force is going to stick there, well, it's going to stick there. It's fine. Yeah. It's not going to be able to do that much in the way of damage. And I'll be able to reduce it eventually once it does starve. It's going to be a thorn in my side, don't get me wrong. But it's a difficult one. It is a difficult one. Perhaps in time we'll build up a larger collection of divisions. It really depends. So I think at the end of the day, we can't go half-assed. But yeah, we need these troops elsewhere. I'm probably going to leave one division over to Clark. Basically keep that unit, well, all those Americans and Filipinos hemmed in. It's one of these things, is it worth it to go in there? Potentially so, because obviously the longer we wait, the more he's going to be digging in, really. But it would be a bloody campaign. It would be a very bloody campaign. Terribly so. That needs to be moved out. Summon the elves, indeed. Hello there, Joseph, how you doing, my friend? Okay, I'm expanding the airfield here. Particularly for what reason, I do wonder. Not really a great reason to do that. I'm going to have this unit move back to the coast where we can pick it up. Headquarters moving there. I really need to get the headquarters down to Clark. That's when it'll have a really big impact there. The artillery needs to move in. I don't know, I think it's one of these things of where we might have to go into Bhutan to prevent him from turning it into like a fortress, even more so than it already is. But it's one of these things that we'll not do lightly. It's going to have to be a big decision to do that, really. So it's not going to be an easy task. There's no easy task there. What do I have here? A couple transports, actually. A couple drawbacks. Fair amount of resources over here. I think what we're going to do is actually transfer this unit. Yeah, I do have a naval construction battalion that is really hot right now. Jesus, that is very hot. Okay, I'd like to have that moved out ASAP. That can actually head to Babaldwar. Or elsewhere, to be honest. Larger. Damn it. Right, begin loading. Okay. You're gonna head down here to Balduar. This game isn't from 1992, and the reason for that is it actually doesn't give me an option, which is an issue. Like, for example, here, like, there's no option for getting Grigsby's War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. There's Pacific War, World at War, War in the West, War in the East, and yeah, that's about it. So I go with Pacific War just because at the end of the day, it is the closest thing there. So at least you guys generally know the hell I'm playing. That's a fair amount of patrol boats there. There we go. Yeah. I mean, this is a game from 2009, but I'm using a few mods here to really update this. Why not just type it? I mean, that is it. It only gives me that. I don't think it lets me do it the same way. It's not like a sort of thing you type in. I mean, I'll give it a go, so... Yeah, I see what I mean. Hello there, Sat Regard. How you doing there, my friend? Good to see you. And welcome back there, David. Okay, so we've got a couple engineering units moving out now. That's good. Right. I'd like to repair the damage to Manila. Well, do I actually have functional in Manila? Hello there, Roach. How you doing there, my friend? It's good to see you. So for those of you who are somehow unaware, Commissar Roach is a superb content creator. Definitely recommend checking him out. So, is it the number in the brackets that needs to be repaired? I forget which way it goes. I always forget which way it is. I think, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to say the number in the brackets is one that needs to be repaired. So, Manila's actually not doing too bad there. We'll have the engineers sent in there to aid with the repairs of the port. Not that particularly matters. How's the airfield? The airfield needs repair. So, I'll have these engineers sent out to deal with that. And armor's moving up. Okay. They'll choose the best path. There we go. It may be worth actually building up the port here at Parley, which we are ongoing with, which is not too far away. It's going to take a couple of days to get there. Once we have a level 2 port, at least I can actually begin to unload a few things. I'll probably upgrade it to like a level 3. Okay. Don't try to make me a commie. And I like that. That's giving me an old chuckle there. Okay. Yeah, 15 resources into one supply per day. And one resource produces 20... well, one resource center produces 20 resources. Okay, so we do have... Right, so we do have the option here to begin to move out the 56th Division. Now, we do have the 31st Special Base Force as well. I mean, the question comes down to where do I employ the 56th Division? We have a couple options with where we deploy the 56th Division. I could have them deployed potentially down into the South Pacific, which I'm sort of leaning towards, perhaps. I could have it deployed over to the Dutch East Indies. I could even have it deployed to Malaya. It would be helpful in Malaya, I'm not going to lie. I just think the place where it could make the most immediate and biggest impact is probably in the South Pacific. At the end of the day, I could drop that at Rabaul, and that is a unit that's definitely going to take it. And we could use the 56th Division to take Rabaul, to take Moresby, to take control of that area, potentially, of New Guinea. We'll begin loading it up and decide, but I'm going to lean towards the South Pacific. Obviously, if somebody wants to make a argument for where else it should be sent, then yeah, feel free. I'll have the Special Base Force sent alongside it, because that's a fantastic logistics unit to go alongside it there as well. Yeah, okay. Plenty of capacity available there. Plenty of capacity available. Right, verify load. And I could do with some more troop transport capabilities. Okay, so that's fine. What we'll do here then is... I think it's... Yeah, I think it's due to the fact that we have all this here. Okay, so we'll have to unload that. Right, so just continue to load. Right, accept load. Oh, the Kashi. Akashai. She's really going to be handy. Love that sort of ship. Okay, so what I'm going to do here then is... Right. Okay. The way I'm missing about... It's one of these things of how much supply do we really want. I could have supply brought from that area is a bit... But then again, it's always a good thing to actually take alongside some supply. I might just have it to the Kyushu Maru. Interestingly, she's a U-S, so go figure. Seems a shame to actually not use their potential troop carrying capabilities. So what I'm going to do here then is unload this cargo first onto dock. Okay, so unload cargo. You dock load supplies. And you continue to load here. That's fine. Interesting. I could have Kashai actually load up one of these small engineering units. Obviously, there's just a few engineers, just a little bit of like aviation support. But it would be quite handy because at the end of the day, I could actually have it dropped off on a nearby island or even on like a base that we do take to actually be able to house and look after some actual seaplane tenders. Well, sorry, seaplanes. So what I'll do here then is put you on fast transport. So take you. There we go. Dock. Love the amount of room that we have here to dock. Okay, let's see. Yeah, like a unit like this. Load up. Verify load. Accept load. You'll be able to carry a little bit of supply if you have the room. But at least we'll be able to take a base force with us, a small independent engineering unit that'll obviously be able to look after a few float planes. But I could have that gives me a lot of tactical flexibility, and obviously we'll have the 56th Division loaded up. I'm just thinking here, it's like at the moment we are marshalling our forces to head down here to Luganville. But what I could do in the meantime is actually when the 56th arrives in the area, we could potentially have it sent to Rebel. Depending on the situation. Obviously, I'm only saying here just for the time being to spitball an idea, but it would be potentially quite handy to take control of Rebel. But I think having a full division would be very welcome in the South Pacific, because that's a force that he's going to find extraordinarily hard to resist. I suppose it's one of these things of we need our campaigns to be short and sharp, rather than prolonged. So I think it's one of these, I think it's a case of why use a little freaking, I don't know, why use a toffee hammer when you could use a sledgehammer, I suppose. Of course we can change our minds, there's no reason why we can't while they're loading up and think of a better use. I just think that they could allow targets such as Fiji to be cracked in the future. There's a big force to be landed, big force. I mean, when do we receive the next LSD? Let's take a look. So ships have sunk as ships availability. Auxiliary LS. Yeah, okay, 82 days, so fair while away. And this is it, we do not really receive that many landing ship docks. We only get 4 of them in the entire, feasibly the entire time of the, well, the entire war here. Plenty of LSTs, but, yeah. They're really cool, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, only 4 landing ship docks in total. And they're really handy. Okay. We'll have that done. You're docked. Loading supplies here at the moment. I'm going to tell them, cancel loading supplies. How many do you have on board at the moment? That's plenty. Actually, yeah, that's more than plenty. More than plenty. Hello there, cool energy. I suppose we'll say our plan is really the South Pacific. I mean, India will come in time. Once we deal with Malaysia and the Dutch East Indies, then India's time will come. But we really are focusing down here in the South Pacific. And of course, if we can actually land a blow against Australia, that would be quite good. I think it could be potentially possible if we were to take control of Port Moresby, take control of Rabaul, Port Moresby, really solidify control here in New Guinea and the Coral Sea, obviously the Dutch East Indies. It would actually leave Australia open to potential attacks. I mean, what we are really trying to do here is isolate it. To be honest, we are aiming for a victory point win here. So it's going to be a question of trying to find a maximum bang for the buck, really. But bases like that, 225 points, that's important. I mean, Brisbane there, 650, obviously Brisbane would be a difficult target. Sydney, fucking hell, Sydney, 2400 points there. Melbourne, 2300 points. That is a hell of a lot of points. It may come down to invading key cities in Australia for the victory point win, but that is really far beyond what we're dealing with right now. I mean, we'll see what happens, but that might be a potential way to go. I can't remember how many victory points we need, but we do need to have a fair few. Well, we're not doing amazing at the moment. I suppose we're doing okay. But you can imagine there, we have 4,700 here at the moment. Honestly, if we were to take control of like Brisbane and Sydney, then yeah, but like pretty much, practically, well, for the most part, it doubles our victory points. So it's a big deal. I mean, Noumea here, 300. Comac, obviously not worth anything really. Philip. But yeah, 300 here. 675 here. Then an additional 75 here. There's a lot of victory points to be gained in this sort of area. So I think we will try to... Well, we will have to go for the victory point win. That's the only way we can actually achieve a victory here. Ah, thank you very much for that, Kulenji. That's really appreciated, my dude. We've had things going well for us so far, which is always appreciated. Okay, you're arriving over here at Dubai. I'm going to have you actually head towards Comac. I need to figure out if there's actually troops here. If there isn't any troops here at Comac, then we will land here at Comac. We absolutely will. So I-10 does have a search plane. She does need to be rearmed. We do have tenders on the way down here to rearm. Right. Over Comac. I'm going to increase the altitude to about 10,000 feet though. There we go. I don't know, it's one of these things. We have been running reconnaissance over there for at least 2 days now. She could very well be empty of actual troops, so it might be worthwhile in the meantime to actually begin to load up a unit here to actually land down here at Comac, establish a position here, and then, yeah, we can actually begin to move our troops over and begin the long march down to Noumea. Of course, that really does depend on if it's actually free. It's uncertain if it is. So let's take a look over here then. So, obviously, cargo. Carrier aircraft, float planes. Right, Comac, Bellap Island. Seems like Bellap Island is free as well, so we'll run reconnaissance over Comac again. Okay. Reconnaissance, Noumea. The rest around there. Search, and you're training here at the moment. Obviously, that's due to the fact that you don't actually have an aircraft. I only have 2 squadrons here running night ops, which is probably decent enough. Yeah, okay. Decent enough detection over Noumea. So we have an idea of what he actually has then. Initially we thought there was only about 3,000 troops there, or 4,000 troops. So it seems there's something in the region about 6,000 troops. We always look at this as, in general, about 50% of that is the frontline troops, and obviously the other half is the second-line troops, of obviously varying qualities. So really, we need to amass a fairly decent force. At the moment, we don't have a force to match. We do have roughly 5,000 troops here, 5,600. Obviously, not all of those are frontline troops. We need to build up our forces and have them actually march down here to New Caledonia. You could order some D3s to do a ground attack and come out to see if there is anything. True, but the thing is, Kitabutai to the north there is, actually, she remains undetected. She's been undetected for the last 2 days, so, yeah. I mean, I could even have, yeah, we'll just hold, we'll bide our time. So they're going to meet up here. I could have them begin to march, well, head further north, but I want them to meet up. Absolutely to meet up. We'll have Kitabutai reform, and then they can begin to move out. Okay. Let's take a look at the state of these units. Disruption, fatigue. Okay, no disruption, a little bit of fatigue. Yeah, T345. Ah, right, okay. So you're kind of the last of them. I could have Kotori actually make her way down here. What do you guys think? It'd take about 3 days for her to arrive. I mean, it's going to take about a day for us to load the troops and the rest of the troops onto the transports, and about 2-3 days for them to arrive down there. At least then we'll be able to get some boots on the ground pretty quickly. Not in massive numbers, so if there is some sort of trap, at least we're not going to lose too much. But at least we do have a armoured transport. Well, it's basically a light cruiser moving in there. She's armed, she's armoured, she has OKAA. She's alright maneuverable, I suppose. Obviously, she's nothing spectacular. She's only one ship, though, so she could potentially miss. She has a search plane. She's very good for this sort of thing. Maneuver is not great, but durability is okay. She's not very well armoured, I'm not gonna lie. Whereas the fact that she has a search plane, all that makes her very, very useful. I think we will go with that. So let's see, you are carrying the Maizuru first SLF. Right, Maizuru. 1400. Okay. Yeah, we are close to the troop capacity limit here. So it would be a good idea to actually begin to start moving our troops over to Comac. Also, we'll leave behind the engineers to actually, well, carry the work on. So the base force will be arriving here the next 2-3 days. So this is it. If we mass everybody onto Luganville, then also going to start to use supply at a pretty, yeah, meh rate. But yeah, Kotori can get in there, which is good. I'm half tempted to have the AV head over here instead, actually. The oil is there. It'd take 2 days to arrive in that area, but we'd be in a position then to run reconnaissance over the Solomon Sea. I don't know, what do you guys reckon? Do we have a base established over here at Tulagi, basically Guadalcanal, for our search planes? Or do we have a base established at the Shortlands, which is obviously a little bit further to the north? I mean, I could even have another engineer force brought down here to actually make up for the gap later, so it's not as if we have to do one or the other. But there's a lot to be said, though, for having it in operation tomorrow. There's a lot to be said for that. I think what we'll do then is we'll head over here to Guadalcanal. So we'll be here at Tulagi, well, basically Guadalcanal tomorrow. So we'll spend the day, or at least 2-3 days, whatever it takes over here at Guadalcanal. I can have some Jakes actually detached, well, sent down here. And then what we can do is, when they're deployed over here, is we can actually have, I mean, he has reconnaissance over here, which is really quite interesting. But what we could then do is, it's got to be coming from Rabaul and some of these bases over here, I'd imagine. But what we could do then is run a day or two of reconnaissance over here in the Coral Sea, naval search basically with the Jakes. And then, in the meantime, while they're still here, obviously they'll suffer a little bit, but then we can send the tender to the Shortlands and have them sent over that way. Obviously to run reconnaissance. At least then we are getting use of it now, which is obviously the important thing. Yeah, definitely. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. Okay. So I'm going to begin to load up the Maizuru. Maizuru? I don't know how you pronounce it, but you know what I mean. I'm looking for about 1400, I believe. Okay, troop capacity. In terms of speed, speed's a very important thing here. It may honestly be worth having a broad down there. Possibly. She does have mines already. She's quite valuable to me. I don't think we want to send her down there. She's very valuable. Sugaru. What do we think about Sugaru? Do we want to have her begin to lay down some mines at Luganville, or I think we should save them for New Caledonia, really. That would be the best idea. In the meantime, do we use her as part of the transports? It's potential. But I think it'd be kind of wasteful. It's a shame that we can't... I mean, this is it. If we got that, we'd still not have enough capacity to send them with about 14 knots. So no, Suguru is going to stay here. Right, so that's 1100. Let's see, is that enough? I don't want to be using too many transports because that's a lot of fuel to be used. Though the thing is, I've got 14 knots here. Would it be perhaps just worthwhile just to send the 12 knotters out there? Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to be able to make 14 knots, so it sounds like a bit of a waste of potential there. So yeah, we're going to send the 12 knotters, which gives me 1695, which is more than what I need, actually. You could be left, obviously you have less endurance. 1325, let's take a look. Right, yep. Oh, actually, you don't have enough. No, you need the ship back in there. There we go. Yep, begin to load you up. Just cancel that for the moment. But there is supply moving here. I could do with Jake's being sent down here to Luganville, actually. I could have them potentially taken off the seaplane carrier. Yeah, we do have all that supply there. Okay, yep, you've met up to be escorted, that's good. And a lot of these are the faster ones. But I do want to risk them down there. Like Tory. No supply. Okay. I'll allow them to take some supply then. Except, yep, so they are going to load up a little bit of supply there. Obviously, I do have a couple thousand tons coming in to replace that, so that could be done. I can only handle... How much supply can I handle here at Luganville? Only 8,000 tons of supply, only 3,000 units of fuel. So it would be good to actually take an additional base here. There's always a potential to actually take control of these other islands of Effet or Tana. That'd be quite nice, obviously, to really secure our hold in this area. And in fact, we'd have control of the entirety of the island chain, which would be nice. It's not really a chain, but you know what I mean. It's kind of a chain. But Espirito Santo, the New Hebrides Islands, the Santa Cruz Islands, Guadalcanal, and the Solomon Islands. It'd be nice to have control of that. And then eventually we'd have control of New Britain. Right. What the fuck are these settings? Need another pilot here. Okay. To Luganville you will go. Well, not Luganville, sorry, what can I only make to... Damn, so close but get so far. Even at full speed I wouldn't be able to make that. So it's not particularly worth it. We could spend 1 day potentially here. We might have them on a intervening island. Fuck all there really in terms of aviation support. I need aviation support out here. Lacking it here as well, but at least I have a larger airfield. Okay. I'm going to transfer you back over here to truck. See, the issue I have out here is the lack of aviation support. Just within there. It's not happy, but at least it has what it requires on paper. A few engineers over here. Quite a few engineers. Yeah, we really do. It's a big old task. You're lacking on supply. Right, okay, so that's freed up a decent amount of aviation support here. We'll look at engineers that we can send from Japan, really. What do I have here? Then I do have a engineer unit. 12. That would be welcome down there. Issue is, with all those bloody submarines, it does make things difficult on me. Could you be pushed into service as a fast transport? I don't think she has the capability. Do we have any mines here at Saipan? No. Question is, do we lay mines at Saipan? I think we have to really choose our targets as to where we lay our mines. I'm going to say no. Not yet, anyhow. She's really slow. Okay. What we are going to do then is I'm going to divert. Well, let's see. Thought experiment here, 400. I'll send Kiso to do it. There's not many safe ports in the South Pacific here. Question is it worthwhile bringing these oilers in here? Would it be better to potentially have them sent to Saipan? Maybe. Is that a good idea? Maybe. It's hard to say. There's a shitload of shipping out here. Ah! Saigon Maroon. Interesting. Now then, now then, now then. You'd actually be able to help me out here quite a bit. I do have... Right. Very good. Okay, so you've loaded up these tanks. At least some of them. Okay. That's a shitload of fuel. Right. Heading west. We'll have you head into track. At least then you are going to be heading into safety. Right. Do not unload. I mean, it's like the Saigon Maru here. She does have a capacity to carry 1,820 plus 880 troops there. Now, the remaining part of the 8th Tank Regiment is about 1,900. How much does she carry? Just shy. Just shy. But I might be able to use a light cruiser here to potentially make up that difference. You're carrying some elements over here. Okay. Right, rather than try to part and parcel our aviation support around, we're going to have it sent down here to Ponape. Well, Ponape. I'd like to have it sent to Truck, but Truck is a little bit dangerous at the moment. I don't want to take the risk with 2 unescorted transports, especially kind of units like these, which are valuable. So yeah, she's going to head in there to Ponape. Yeah, they're slow as well, very slow. They're low on fuel as well, actually, so, Okay, speed is low, so we'll send in another patrol boat there. I'll wait for the MC. The AV as well can move out with us. So then I could have an AV at Guadalcanal, I could have an AV at the Shortlands, which is good. Obviously we'll have the base force down at Luganville the next 2 to 3 days. So I'll be able to send a couple flown planes, just a couple aircraft out to each of these different bases here. Really take a look at establishing a position there. Okay, just remain docked. And these are really quite light transports as well. I suppose at the end of the day, they are light things, but they are going to do the job. And at least the tanks are spread out across a larger amount of ships. So if one ship is hit, then at least we aren't losing as many vehicles. But I would like to have those vehicles actually brought down here to part of the campaign. Because at the end of the day, I think those vehicles could really make up the difference there. I mean, how effective are vehicles is the question, really. How effective are they? Land combat, let's take a moment. Okay. Just trying to see if I can find anything about tanks specifically and just really how their use works. I think at the end of the day it'd obviously be quite welcome. Right, armor. 180. Right. Armor. You won't find many of these units in the Pacific as opposed to Europe. Just try blitzing through jungle and mountains. But in support of infantry, tanks are dealt against an enemy lacking anti-tank weaponry. I think that really justifies their use there, potentially. I think at the end of the day, they are supporting a unit. And that is a fair amount of armoured vehicles. I'm not going to lie, it's a fair amount of them. And if THG lacks the anti-tank weaponry, then it would actually give us a solid bonus over here. A solid chance at taking him out. He has 51 guns there. I'd imagine a lot of those are AA guns, which obviously could be pressed into service against the tanks there, perhaps. But I don't know if they'd be as effective. I don't imagine he has much in the way of anti-tank weaponry. So I'm going to actually bring the tanks down there. We'll wait for the AV. That'd take a good couple of days, but I think once they did arrive, they would make a big impact. Would be very nice, very nice. Okay, so you need to head into truck there. So that's the 11th Fleet as well. Yeah, thank God for that. They're going to fix our problems here. Aviation squad, yeah, that's, yeah, fantastic. Absolutely fucking fantastic. We'll have the paratroopers over here to figure out how to use as well. So, yeah, they're going to arrive in port next turn. There we go. Brilliant. Unload cargo. We'll actually have some fast transports available here as well. And which is great, I can actually really make use of, especially of the Brisbane Mauritius Kyushu. Very good. Additional supply here as well, so it's good and welcome. 3 destroyers will be welcome as well. Yeah, this is great. So with the 11th Fleet, we are going to have a lot more aviation support here at Truck than we had before, which is brilliant. We'd have the ability to launch torpedoes. Yeah, so 85. Another 59 there. So that's going to give us at least another 100 and so aviation support, which is fantastic. I don't think... Does it give us any engineers? Do we actually have any engineers with the headquarters? No. But I do have some engineers with the paratroopers. They'll help out. They'll help out. Extra support there is always welcomed. So yeah, that'll do some pretty... I'll do us a lot of good there, really. Be very nice. Very nice. Right, yep, you're headed down there. It would mean that I could actually take one of these engineered units and have it sent elsewhere to actually aid. So that's very good then. So what we are going to do then is take the Jakes. These F102Ps, can I upgrade these bad boys? Well, we should be able to actually, once the air flotilla headquarters arrives. That's going to give us a lot more options. But yeah, the main thing here then is at least that I actually have a lot of air support available at Truck, which is brilliant. Aviation support, I should say. We'd have a lot of that available at Truck, which means I can actually take some of the load off from these bases on the front lines, which is why I've sent the G4Rs over this way. What we are going to do then is actually have the KI-431Cs. They're going to be sent into... Yeah, I mean, KYJ has a decent amount of aviation support, but it doesn't have an infinite amount of aviation support. So we're going to have the KI-431Cs actually sent into KYJ. I think today this is only a stopgap measure, and I'm hoping it's one that isn't going to be required. But at the end of the day, it does mean that we now have, at long last, fighters once again available in the Marshall Islands. Which is exactly what we need. These are fairly experienced pilots, for the most part. Indeed. But at the end of the day, at least now, should the worst happen, we do have the means to potentially ensure a strike could even get through. I mean, how do they stack up as opposed to what we might be facing, really? That's going to be the question. Just ignore that. I believe I added the news turn. Yeah, I did add the new turn, didn't I? Okay. What are we well, what's the majority of what we're going to be coming up against, really? That's what really intrigues me. So let's see, aircraft comparison. So we'll go with the Imperial Japanese Army, US Navy. I really wish I'd had some experience as the Allies to know what we could expect, but let's see. So they have the KI-431C over here. Obviously we do have another 3 planes that can arrive on that way. So we'll have something in the region of about 30, give or take. Now, there's the F2A2 Buffalo there, which is potential. I just don't know what we could potentially be facing off against here. This is the issue. I really don't know what he might have on these carriers. He might even have some Wildcats. And also they have half the actual gun value of the Wildcat. They have less durability, less armor. However, they do have less top speed. Ah, fuck me. Maneuverability is much better for the Oscar though. Yeah, it's like double. I think that's the below 10,000. Double check. I mean, we'd have a lot of maneuverability, about 15,000 feet. I think the thing is we can't afford him to really get the drop on us, but then again, it is a big difference. Well, I don't know. It's a fair amount of difference in maneuverability there, isn't it? I think we'll deploy at 20,000 feet anyhow, because at the end of the day, it is going to be welcomed. At least having the option to potentially dive on him. Unknown, really. We'll run at... yeah, we'll run at 20. I don't know. I think this is the worst case scenario that we go up against an F4, F3 Wildcat, maybe an F4, F3P Wildcat. Though actually that one isn't available, there still might be some out there. I can't believe they actually have a camera, that's fucking awesome. In reality, we may be facing off against... oh, is the P variant a reconnaissance? No, that's a fighter. Fuck. But that's reconnaissance. It could be the F2A3, could be the F2A2. Yeah, I mean, the way I envision them is really... I suppose at the end of the day, it's like... is he going to be coming in to hit the airfields? It's unknown, really. KOJ does have at least some defensive guns, which is nice. At least that is going to give him something to consider there. But, really how I envision the KI-43s is, honestly, I need them to be there to just make it through. I just want them to be able to allow a G4 squadron or G3 squadron to make it through. If they can make it through the fighter cover and actually get into the grips of the fleet, they still run a high risk of being shot down. He's not going to send these carriers out without a large escort. But at least it would give us the option. But another use of them is, at the end of the day, if I was to shoot down a decent amount of his actual combat patrol, that's going to hurt. It's actually going to hurt. That's going to worry him. Because it puts him in a position there where he's losing parts he can't really replace for a while. He's losing aircraft he can't replace at sea. So it does put him in a similar situation to how Kidabutai is to a degree. I mean, we are trying to just pluck out the good from the bad here. The issue is with the American aircraft is basically everything has more gun value than we do. Only the Oscars have the Zeros have a similar complement. He will hit ships first, I think, like you did in the air. More than likely to clear the area for the most part. We'll see. It's a hard question. And the 431C it's a decent aircraft. It is a good aircraft. It's okay. It does have good altitude, very good climb rate. Service rate is much better, actually. I mean, the Buffaloes have a pretty poor service rate. The Wildcats are much better, but the Buffaloes... I just wish I knew what sort of aircraft it will come to play with. It really does depend. I think it's going to bring the best, so I'm going to imagine there will be at least some Wildcats there. But it depends on the actual pilot's experience. I mean, we do have the 12.7 millimeter MGs, so they are pretty damn good. I just wish we had fucking just more guns, baby. That'd be nice. But at the end of the day, it does give us something to actually potentially fight back with. So yeah, the question is, do I have them? I'm gonna have them rest, try and burn off that fatigue. But what we'll do here then is, it could be a good idea to potentially run down, yeah, it may come down to pirate experience, yeah, exactly. Pirate experience potentially, bloody... Doesn't make a difference to speed there. We'll run them without the drop tanks. I don't need to at the moment. So we're going to have them run escort over KYJ. 20,000 feet. I'm going to run about 30% combat aperture for the time being. Hello there, Epic Duck, how you doing, my dude? So we'll run about 30% combat aperture. We'll look to actually bring the rest of the KI for freeze over here. Okay, yeah, I mean, these A5 and 4s aren't exactly amazing, are they? Let's be frank. It does make me wonder, is it perhaps a better idea to have them sent back over here to truck so I can potentially have them upgrade to A6M20s, or I don't know, it's a hard choice. If we take a look, we do have 6 fleet remaining over here. Of course, that's a shitload of naval support. What the hell do we even have? I don't even know. I just imagine these are mostly logistical officers, not anything, well, logistical units, nothing like gun-wise. 24th Air Flotilla, yeah, similar sort of situation. But it gives us a lot of support, which is obviously quite nice. KOJ, the Banks Force, is obviously where the majority of the guns are coming from. So at least I do have the 25mm. I mean, that's the best I've got. I've only got fucking one of them. Yeah. But at least we do have some SLF. Only a small amount. I don't think I actually have a coastal force here. Yeah, I do have a fortress. Why is that not showing? But anyway, we do have the fortress over here. KYJ. So, the dual purpose guns, I think they could be pressed into AA. I'm not entirely sure. I think dual purpose is AA and obviously surface. So 12 centimeters are decent. I mean, we do have the 8 centimeter dual purpose guns too. So perhaps they could be pressed into service against aircraft. I wish I told you we should, like, Japanese and when it was available and shit like that. Right, let's just figure out which one it was again. Whenever you plan Supreme Leader. We're looking towards launching an invasion of Mindanao. Basically, we have forces heading to Davao. Pretty much Naval, and then potentially Cotabato over there, for the most part. We are sending Baby Kid Wutai to this position here, which is shallow ocean, and the cruise is going to head out this way to deal with the actual transport. I'm going to have the submarines really just dogpile here in a minute. We're making a large strike down over him, well, down over Mersing, sorry. With 48 SM20s really to, I don't know, it depends really if he's going to actually hit the area with bombers next turn, maybe, probably, perhaps. At the moment we're just deciding on how we're going to, like, dispute things out here. we are going to be going ahead and actually send in. So, Katori over here, she's going to be making her way down to Comac. I mean, I'd only gain an additional hex per turn if I went on full speed, but that's going to cost me a shitload of fuel. It's going to cause damage to national ships, so it's not worth it. But yeah, any decoy what the allies have there? Well, I don't see shit. I don't see shit at the moment. Really don't. This unit could really be handy. Right, so we were checking out the naval fortress guns. Oh, unrestricted, that's why. Right, 12 centimeter, 10 YT. Did I say 10 or 12? I think I said 10, didn't I? Did I say 12? Fuck, I forgot what I said now. I think it's listed as 10 centimeter guns, I'm sure. Was it 12 centimeter guns? It might be 12 centimeter guns. What did I say, guys? Did I say 10 or 12 centimeter guns? I can't remember. But either way, if it actually is the 12.7s or whatever, or even these guys over here, the 10 YT. Yeah, it must be these guys, the 10 YTs. Yeah, 12 centimeter 10 YTs. That's what I was thinking of. So they do have an altitude there, or, well, they have a ceiling there of 32,000 feet. So that's great. Yeah, you had it 12 centimeter, 45, 10 YT. So 32,800 feet. That's quite nice. So if he does come and knock in at KYJ, at least we do have AA that can potentially even hit him at that altitude. I'm not saying it's any good. It really isn't very good AA. But at least it does give us that option, which is nice. I'm not going to lie. It's nice to have that option. And I think we had the 8 centimeters or something as well. Yeah, I'm going to say T98. Or is it dual purpose gun? That might be it. Yeah, 19,000 feet. So, at least we have anti-air that can actually hit him at that sort of altitude. Which is appreciated. I'm going to patrol around this island over here. Actually, to be fair, I could do with a submarine out here at Wake. Head out that way to Wake. Okay, we need to pull out from this area. Though in fairness, I do have these submarines with fairly decent range. I'm going to have them sent to the South Pacific where they can cause a lot of damage. They do have a lot of endurance, so that's really handy. Now, we have those over there. Question is, do we go with a sub-raid? Perhaps. Yeah. I think if we try to cover each of these actual outposts, it would be quite good. I will need submarines with a decent amount of endurance to really keep this area locked down. I'd like to potentially take a look at some of these other islands around here. Question is if is he using them? I don't know. I don't know anything about the islands down here. Know nothing about them. It might be worth it to send something to take a visit down here just to see what's a-cooking, basically. Really be looking for the largest port in the area, which is actually hard to find. Won't lie, I wouldn't mind spending the war out in Tahiti. I'm going to say it's perhaps worthwhile to have something sent down here to maybe the Society Islands. Well, that's one of the few islands in the area to actually have an airfield. We'll head for Tahiti. Yeah, you definitely need to get the hell out. Okay. Though in fairness, these other submarines that do have shorter range, I could have them actually sent towards Midway or Wake. I know Wake is going to be the most likely target. Might even be worthwhile having a couple submarines spread out. So we will end this submarine blockade at Pearl Harbor. It's just not feasible without any aircraft. I do have to watch out for the mines here. Technically we're not in that hex though, so that's good. To be honest, I don't think there's going to be much around Vancouver, so it might be better off just actually really focusing on this area. Well, they are moving towards us, so don't look a gift horse in the mouth, really. Deep Ocean. Gonna assume this is Deep Ocean too. Yeah, let's hope for the best. If we continue those patrols, we'll pick up something, ideally. What's the weather like there? Not great. To which bases are you planning to move AA units? It'd be nice to... well... it depends, really. In the Marshalls, we are blessed with actually having pre-prepared defences before the war. I mean, the Mandate Islands, obviously Marshall Islands... they do have some fortifications. The thing is, we need to move these, well, AA elements out to islands that are threatened. The question comes down to, like, what's really worthwhile? having them move to islands that could be here today, gone tomorrow, or to islands that need to be fortified. I don't want to get really caught up in being static to an extent. I think the AA will be moved to the important air bases only, really. I think that's the way to look at it. We invade the illusions to flex on THG. We've got to invade the illusions at some point, actually, just to really try and continue to build the wall here. One day. Transfer them out there. I'm gonna go ahead and sort of test the waters here. What are you looking for? Hello? Is it me? What are you looking for? I can't sing for shit. I'm really bad at that, but you know what I'm about. And yeah, it's a good question though. What am I looking for? A magic bullet. Okay, I'm gonna set up a ground attack mission here. I'm gonna go about... what sort of altitude do I want to go for? I'll go for about 20,000 feet at least, and they are fairly well protected. I'm gonna have them run a bombing mission over at Clark. I'm gonna have a KI-27s actually escort. They're not fucking great aircraft. But at least they can do me that. Okay. It might be worth it to attempt a submarine raid here. Maybe, but then again, is it worth doing that? I might as well hit him out at sea, and then at least he doesn't know what the hell hit him. Don't really want them doing anything too stupid. Yeah. Okay. Deep ocean there. That's good. Really, I mean, there's some valuable ships in there. I feel like he's probably going to be trying to get out of there now. So the Infinite Monkey, how you doing, my man? Okay. I was considering here, obviously, we have built up a fast transport force over here, really. I could even drop the 2 APDs to actually really increase the speed dramatically, so... I mean, let's see, if I drop Fuji and Hagi, what can I achieve? Not much different, really. I do have a higher full speed, but I obviously do lose that capacity. What I'll do is put them back in there. What I'm thinking here, then, perhaps... We are continuing to run our reconnaissance over here. It might be in our interest to potentially go for Miri. Possibly take one of these bases. Possibly make a move down here, but I don't know if we'd have the troop numbers to really support that action. We do have another option in the fact that we could potentially go over here to Zamboanga, or one of these potential other bases in the area. Really try to close off this area to Allied shipping, perhaps. But we'll see. I'm kind of favouring potentially hitting here on the south coast of Borneo. Of course, then we'd have our landings at Davao, possibly over here at Cotabato, or however the hell pronounce it, and then potentially over here as well. Might be worthwhile doing. It's a decent force, it's well protected, at least it could make it through the Sulu Sea without too much in the way of issues. And we'll have landings on Mindanao. I was considering initially having a raid while landing forces down over that way, but it is risky, especially with the air power over here at Singapore. He's in a position where he could actually send surface ships out here to potentially bombard me if he so wished to do so. Let's take a look. What do I have available? Elements of the infantry regiment here. And I'd like the infantry to potentially... Yeah, I'd like them to head out here to deal with the enemy. That leaves me this unit. Well, then again, actually, no. Cancel that. What we'll do here is load up that infantry regiment. God, do they have to be strategic? Okay, that's interesting. Okay, we'll drop the 18 knotters then. We should have the resources to do that. I'm going to allow them to verify that load. Well, actually, what we'll do here... In fact, let's see. Use minimum ships. Yes, remove Hagi. And Fuji. There we go, terrific. Obviously, we do have a few access, but that's fine. I mean, to be honest, I could have them load cargo. They're not going to be able to carry much cargo, are they? I'll have them also load the troops and then we'll stop them. That'll have at least a little bit of supply to actually keep things going for a little while. I do obviously need more supply down this way. But yeah, we'll have them load up and make ready. I think we could potentially take the base over here at Tarakan. I need to continue to run reconnaissance, which we are going to be doing. I mean, I could potentially take Balapapan with that force, but it's a risky move. It is a risky move, actually, making a contested landing against a numerically superior force, so it's not one of the things I'd really like to try and do. Okay. We'll have them made ready. I would have loved to have done that, but that time really has passed. It can't be done without actual support. I'm going to go ahead and actually increase the amount of fighter air cover here. It does worry me because I know he's going to be looking at this now. Right, looking forward to when the air flotilla arrives next turn. Now headed to Tokyo. These guys are loaded up, that's good. Okay. Hello there, Keith. How you doing, my friend? Right, yeah, just continue to load. I need to move these engineers out elsewhere. Like cruiser and 2 destroyers. I'll have that force sent over there to escort the elements from Pescadores. Okay, how far out from Kukong are we? A few miles. And the good news is, at least with the securing of Chengchao, we have a lot of options open to us now. Whole lot of options. Yeah, I can move 3 divisions in there practically immediately. The great news, the biggest news here is the fact that I can actually move the headquarters in here. Like, honestly, that is going to make the biggest difference. We'll begin to plan now for Loyang. It looks as if... I mean, obviously it depends on our detection here. Our detection's fairly good, but it looks as if there's similar numbers. He's pulling troops out somehow, but if he seeks to run, then okay. We will catch up with him, or we will take control of these objectives and hold on to them. That's no issue. It's no skin off my back. Right. The amazing thing is I can actually move these troops up and down the line now. Okay. What I will do then is leave behind. I could leave the 40th Brigade here, and I will leave the 40th Brigade here, considering that this is a very important sector really to actually hold on to. I think I'll leave them the temporary division as well as the NCPC. At least send out some additional extra troops there. Yep, he's going to be facing a much larger force than he was actually originally going to be facing. Yeah. You're right there, Infinite. But what was it that you said about the headquarters? It increases their AV, is it? If they're in proximity to the actual headquarters. So that's really what I'm looking towards. Obviously, it would be nice to have more preparation. We were prepping for a battle at Changchao, but he obviously pulled out there. Good news is I can move a lot more troops in here pretty quickly. I mean, they should be able to arrive within the day, actually. Very much looking forward to having the headquarters moved into the area. Okay. Hello there, G-Man. How you doing, my friend? There we go. And of course, they're not going to be really combat ready, as it'll probably take them 2-3 days to actually offload off the trains completely. But at the end of the day, it means that we have troops there in the city. We only have a armoured unit at the moment. The third, oh, it's a regiment at the end of the day, so it's fair size. But yeah, it's not going to be able to really hold out if the worst comes. Okay, so if CEA headquarters and army headquarters is prepped for Kukong, the effect upon AV is greater. Command and army headquarters can have a lot of effect at small prep levels, but the amount determined by the combat prep. Okay, that's good to know. Well, let's take a look at the actual greater headquarters then. That'd make a good start. North China area headquarters. Okay, 32nd is ready to go. You're going to Kaifeng. Oh, not too good today? Oh, that's a shame, man. I hope everything's okay. I'm going to have this unit sent to Hankow, actually. Or even, yeah, I could have it sent to Wuchang. At the moment, there's only 2 brigades and a regiment. 40,000 men there, yeah. Well, I have the opportunity to do so. I'm going to have it sent to Wuchang. No, sorry, Hankow. Wuchang, actually, never mind. I was right the first time. Ah, there go RGC. There we go. Typical division without command or army headquarters. Fights at average of 50% of AV. 100 prep division fighting. Wow, that's really impressive, isn't it? It makes a lot of sense too. We'll commander these guys at the men. 14th Army, of course. Yes, we will be attacking a Wenchao. You're into Southern Army. Where the fuck is Southern Army? Ah, here at Saigon. Well, then again, that's got a lot of prepping for Singapore, and I'm going to need that at Singapore, aren't I? Hmm. That's 16th Army. I think I do have a headquarters. 15th, 14th Southern. I can't afford to actually change your command. Combined fleet. Right. To extend, prep by command headquarters of 100 is 194. Oh, okay, well, okay, yeah. So I can see what you mean. It doesn't make a massive difference, but obviously it does make a difference, doesn't it? That's good to know. In fairness, I could do with moving these army core headquarters around, actually. Southeast area fleet. 4th fleet. Okay, so Southeast area fleet and 4th fleet need to sort of plan for new mayor. Okay. Now, ideally remain... fair free, that's not too bad. Okay, so, I ideally make a little bit of a difference there. Now, the army forces, though, of course. Who are they assigned to? 4th fleet, okay. Well, that's fairly good to know. How about the other regiment? Southern Army. Yeah, that'd be good to take a look at that. Thank you very much. Hello there, Franz Ferdinand. Well, we're getting on for our operation over here now. What we are going to be doing then, due to the fact that Kotori is actually on her way over here, is we're going to begin to load up the Mysuro 1st SLF to actually reduce the stacking load over here at Luganville. And we have, it's hard to explain, we have so many moving parts going on here. But we are moving Kotori to go ahead and take Comac. We've been running reconnaissance at Comac for the last 2 days, and supposedly nothing has been detected. Now, we are going to be continuing to run reconnaissance there at Comac, to obviously see if that is indeed the case. If it is indeed the case and the base has been abandoned, we're going to land the Mysuro 1st SLF in about 2 waves. And then what we will do is land more forces at Comac and begin the long march to New Caledonia. We are looking at actually sending armour and artillery as well as an additional regiment to Luganville. We are beginning to load up the 56th Division from Formosa over here at Takao. I'm moving engineers from Sama. I'm moving engineers from Saigon, as well as an AKE and an AR, I think it's an AR, as well as Kamran Bay. We're moving engineers from over here at Naga, but yes, I'm moving the engineers first and foremost. We're moving engineers across the board, really. The air flotilla will arrive over here at Track next turn. Where's the 21st Air Flotilla? There we go, 21st Air Flotilla. Cannot freaking wait for it to arrive. That aviation support is going to be extraordinarily welcome. They're making decent speed there. 3 hexes per day is not too bad. It would have been nice, obviously, if they were making 18 knots and obviously making about 4 hexes per day. But we can't have everything we want, can we? But yeah, they'll be arriving sooner or later. And from there, I can actually really seriously look towards actually basing actual naval bombers down in that area, which is going to be really welcomed. Okay. We are redeploying our submarines. We're taking 2 submarines from over here at Hawaii. One of them is going to be heading down to Christmas Island. One of them is going to be headed down here to Tahiti. Mostly to explore the area, as we have legitimately 0 information there. We have this submarine heading over here to really create a triple blockade of San Francisco, as well as another one over here to San Diego. We're having our light carriers, they're going to head to this position here, which is shallow ocean, so at least the allied submarines are going to be less effective. We are having the 2 heavy cruisers and 4 destroyers head in to corral the force over here. The 3 submarines in this area of the MacArthur Strait are heading over here to Balikpapan to actually try and intercept ships should he leave the area. Well, ideally, we'll have our ships finish off these and the aircraft potentially hit whatever's in this area. We are having the 2 landing forces over here. One is going to be hitting Naval, one is going to be hitting Cotabato. Obviously, it depends really on the resistance there. So I'm going to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so we're going to have a landed force here and potentially a landed force there. Obviously, it's going to depend upon the reconnaissance that we do gain there. We are resting our troops over here at Clark. The first attack did go okay, but we obviously need to rest there and wait for additional forces to arrive. And the headquarters, once it does arrive, will be fantastic there. Very good. Things are starting to pick up. Pace is picking up. We do have Congo. She has arrived at Hong Kong, and she has begun her repairs. Which is obviously going to take a very long time. Very, very long time. But it will be done. Yep, there's Congo. 145 days. But at least she will undergo repairs. We're going to have Kiributai reform around about this position here. They're then going to make their way north. Possibly pick up some fuel from Luganville. But they're then going to head back to Track. I mean, what I kind of expect here is we are going to head north towards Track. But there is always the actual possibility and a rather dangerous spectre. And the fact that perhaps he chooses to raid over here at Tarawa. So there's always the option that at least by heading north, should a carrier raid come to the Marshall Islands, I'm not going to answer it if it hits KYJ, because I don't think it'd be worthwhile. Honestly, he would just pull out of the area, and it's not going to be worth it. But if he heads towards Tarawa, there's always the chance that we do catch him. We could always potentially try to head around, but of course fuel's only a limited, fuel's a limited resource. We'll see. Yeah. Additional submarines upon him back. We're going to have a submarine head over here to Tanagi, or Tanaugi, whatever. Another submarine over here to Wake. The AMCs have managed to make it out. We're having an engineer force head over here to Ponape. We have the base force already on station. Destroyer tenders, Yondo. Okay, have them actually make it out there to Track. No attacks on Fiji. It's not worth it for us to potentially lose valuable aircraft. We've inflicted damage and driven his naval assets out of here. We've actually got a great deal of hits on his assets. A lot of our submarines are actually pulling back to actually go rearm, refuel. We do see potentially 2 heavy cruisers and a light cruiser, but they are moving southwest, so it looks as though they are actually returning to Auckland, so we're going to continue to patrol off the coast here. Okay. We do need to transfer a JEG squadron, actually, now that I think about it. So, I'm going to have the JEGs actually transferred to Ponape. At least then I can actually have them transferred from Ponape further south. There we go. So, from Ponape. That may still be bloody out of range. Fuck me. irritating, but we'll see. Right. Head to Talawar, then we're going to have you deployed towards Luganville. What we're looking to do here then is actually base naval float planes. Well, float planes over here at the Shorelands, over here at Guadalcanal del Argi, and then eventually down here at Espirito Santo, obviously Luganville itself. A lot of moving parts. This ship's very valuable here. So in fact, what I'm going to do here then, so you're heading south. You're also heading south. Right, you're heading in there. Aim Caesar to head south. We split off the light cruiser Kiso over here to actually go ahead and pick up the engineers from here and actually, I'd say probably transfer them to Saipan or elsewhere perhaps. You have a chance to get out, but it's a dangerous area at the moment. You're docked, we need you to unload ASAP. You could attempt to leave the area. Becomes a question of, is it better to stay here and be subjected to an attack, or do we try to get her out of there? But obviously she then may eventually, she may actually take a hit. I'll have her dock up and disband. At least she may survive. I'm glad that the Marines, well, the actual infantry's made it out of here, as well as the majority of the shipping. Have you continue on your path to Ponape, but then we'll probably have you swing round and around to the south. We'll move the K-43 on seas. Right, it's an additional one ready there. What we're looking at a day. Okay. So at least in this time that we do have here, I'm going to tell them to rest, in fact. Yeah. Then the actual pilots rest a little bit. Well, the airframes actually undergo some maintenance. I guess it's a gambit. If he catches THG or scares him before he does anything, it will be worth it. After that, THG will lose info on Kida Butai's position, so can strike. Yeah. I mean, this is it. It's like we can't linger in the area. It's like we have been saying for a while that we honestly did not want to linger around in the South Pacific for anything longer than a week. And we've been down here a couple days. I'd say probably around about a week in total. So yeah, we're pulling out of the area, we're heading north, and then we can actually think about the long needed R&R for Kirabutai potentially. We can repair the engine damage, the major damage, sorry, over here. Obviously it's going to take some time, but we'll see. The thing is, we could head over here to hit Fiji, but he has aircraft over here at Fiji, and the fact is, they're not a threat to me at the moment, and I suppose it's to lure him into a false sense of security as well, because at the end of the day, if he has his aircraft over there, they haven't been attacked, and as far as he's concerned, oh yeah, he's not interested, he sees them as a threat, he's actually not going to come to the island because of these aircraft, then yeah, that's fine by me. I don't need to deal with it, I don't need to tango with that dance partner, so I'm fine to allow it for the time being. We may come back in the future, we'll see how the game really just twists and turns. We are moving our engineers with increased amounts of supply of these different bases. We've had these supplies actually transferred here to Kisha. Okay, you're taking your sweet arse time to load up. We have our attack over here. Yeah, attack. Everybody to the same. Our forces have finally arrived over here. Right, so we have possession of Chushian. Eventually will begin to be, well, begin to produce supplies for us, but not for a while. To be fair, I do want to make sure it's actually not repairing. Right, you are repairing. I'm going to say no. I don't want to waste any supply repairing. Right, 2 tank regiments there. Fair number of vehicles. This AA. Gonna have that sense of Shanghai potentially be transferred elsewhere. Hello there, SY77. How you doing, my friend? Yeah, welcome to Grigsby's War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. A truly superb game. Absolutely incredible. I think I might have the North China area actually sent down here, but perhaps. Turn reposition off button? What does that mean, sorry? Right, we'll have you planned there for Loyang. I need to pick up that engineer force. The 23rd Air Flotilla is actually in operation over here. So what am I looking at in terms of aviation support? 136, that's good. Not as high as I would like, but that's fine. Okay, I need to move these road construction units out. I don't really have much to do that. Ah, okay. Ah, right, I see. Turn off repairs. Okay, thank you very much. Do I have any spare ships here? I was really hoping I did. No. Damn it. Just the one. You'll do, you'll do. Sure, I'll do that in a second. Okay, begin to load one of these road construction units. You're not going to be able to obviously fit them all on, but at the end of the day it'd be nice to get some additional engineers. Big unit, that. Okay. Yep, One in Pacific isn't actually on Steam. 1 second, I'll bring it up here. So One in the Pacific. Yep, there we go. Ah, another forum. Yep, here we go. So this is Admiral's Edition. So you can find this here on Matrix Games. I'm going to post a link here. Now, of course, I am using a modded version. So this is what the game actually looks like normally in vanilla. Which is quite different to what I'm using here. Quite different to what I'm using. But if you'd like to use the same map mods as I am, you can definitely find them over here. Just 1 second. Over on my Discord. So if you head over here, I'm going to post a link as well. Yep, to Vonda Machine. And if you head over here to the pinned, you can find all the map mods available. Everything I'm using is all right here, courtesy of basically all you fine people here in the chat. So I'll post a invite to the channel. Feel free to join. And feel more than free to ask any questions you like. Never an issue with asking questions. All trying to learn together, aren't we? There we go. So how goes the plan for Operation CA? Well, we're not doing too bad actually. We have actually, if Comac remains ungarrisoned, then we can take advantage of that. I do have Katori over here, which is going to make her way down here to Comac to begin to speedgate the process. I think, I don't know, in a week we might have... Oh, it's really hard to determine exactly what we will have. But I'd say maybe in a week we'll have maybe 7,000 to 8,000 troops, give or take. I think maybe 2 weeks we could have above 10,000 troops. It's more so the artillery and the vehicles I'm working on. But especially engineers down this way, that's what we need. Just need to build up the logistics in this area. Okay. I think with that, most things are going ahead, so we'll have the attack over here to one shot next turn. You are more than welcome there, my friend SY. Welcome to Grigsby's of War in the Pacific. Okay, so these forces have finally arrived over here. So you'll march into Nanyang, it seems. Ah, I see. Yep, you can continue to do that. Okay, these forces will arrive shortly. Yeah, next couple turns, they'll arrive at Xinjiang. Shouldn't take them too long with the clear terrain there to march. Have you sent over there to Suchao to actually garrison the city? That armor's going to be moving. Okay. So we have taken repossession of the city over here in the north, well at least the actual settlement of Kuishu. Quishu, how the hell you pronounce it. But we have retaken it. Question is, do I actually go ahead and try to send out some cavalry here to Yan'an? Maybe. It wouldn't be particularly amazing. When is the China Expeditionary Headquarters prep for? We'll go ahead and quickly check that. They're prepped for Luoyang, which obviously is where the main battle is going to be going on. 13th Army. Actually, what unit do you belong to? 14th and 15th. Yeah, I'll plan for Singapore. What did I say the other divisions of Wenchao were planning for? Yeah, indeed. I'm getting a bit tired here. I mean, it's been 3.5 hours, so I'll be bringing the stream to an end soon, but we'll have a turn done. Right, 11th and 13th armies. And you guys can feel free to donate to ease my suffering. Okay, you're planned for Changsha. To be fair, though, I'm going to have you actually planned for Clark, if that indeed helps in any way. 11th and 13th. Shanghai. Nanyang, okay. If it helps, it helps. Not like it make a major difference now, but it could potentially in the future. Right, now the question is, do we actually attempt a sub-raid over here at Palmyra? I'll let you guys decide on this one. I'd like to potentially consider it because there is some valuable targets there, but I just think at the end of the day, it's just far too risky. It's like, we could go in there and do fairly well. We could actually hit something quite hard. I don't know. I mean, the port here at Palmyra is only a size 1 port. It's just risky. It's risky as all hell. As far as I can see, there is some kind of patrol boat there. I don't know. I just think, is it one of these things when it might be potentially worth it to actually hit the enemy here? Right, so it's an atoll, so does an atoll actually count as deep ocean or as shallow ocean? I'm not entirely sure on that one. It's hard to say, really. I'll leave it to you guys to decide. I'm just going to go ahead and get a quick bit of water. So, if you guys want to have a, I don't know, have a mental discussion. Do we send 2 submarines in here to raid the port at Palmyra? So I'll be back in a moment. Just going to go get some water. Okay, I'm back. And yes, I am flipping through the manual here, Commissar. It's quite a nice manual. Really nice. Okay, so we have an atoll here. Let's figure out what page it is. I just flipped through it and bloody lost the page, like an absolute idiot. God damn it, I can't remember what it actually is. Ah, buggered it. Send subs into a port level C traffic into mine, but anything with air search will raise your detection level, makes it more likely to die. Indeed. We don't have any detection here, which is really good. Well, just bide our time. There's always a good chance that we'll actually hit something as it leaves the port here, so that's worthwhile. Right, so of course we are dealing with this situation over here. We are spotted. We are going to pull out from Sydney then to a distance just to try and, yeah. Trying to reduce that detection level, really. What year are you living in? Mate, I've got a physical copy of the one of the East manual and the one in the West manual. The one in the West manual is actually really freaking huge. It's like a full hardback. It's awesome. And that's all good to see Matrix being really cool, guys. If I was living like it was 1999, I'd be forward at that time. Right, quite a lot of detection there. Oh no, we're actually undetected here in Brisbane. We'll make our way down the coast here. In fact, what I'd like to do is potentially patrol up and down between Brisbane and Sydney. Might catch something as it's moving up and down the coast then. Okay. Please, for the love of God, give me detection over here. That is all I'm asking for. Do I actually have any aircraft here? No. Do I have any aircraft on you? I do. Thank God I do have some F1M2Ps. Granted, they have terrible, terrible range. But at least they could actually reach over here. You're a wee babe. I know, right? Oh dear. It was my 24th last March, actually. For the first time, didn't actually lose my voice there, so it's nice. In 1999, I was 4. I was born in 1995. L3YT2, sorry, L3Y2 Tinas over there. They can be very handy. See, the great news is once we actually do have an established airfield, I can actually have them run from established airfield to established airfield. I do think the paratroopers could come in handy around here. It's going to be one of these things where we'll have to figure it out around the Bismarck Archipelago. Okay, is there really any use me patrolling here? Hey, at least you don't have to flick through so many useless answers on the internet while you have an actual book. Yeah, I know, right. I mean, it gives you some things. It's vague on other things, but then again, this is such a large game. There's just, well, I say game, it's more like a simulation, but it's a simulation of a game. There's so much in there. But it's awesome. Okay, can the 30th be rebuilt? Yes, it can. Awesome. Okay, now. Wuchao. It does require a garrison, but only a small garrison. Can I spare a unit here? I don't need much. I thought you were like 20. No, I'm only 24. To be fair, I sound a bit deep because I'm closer to Mike. I mean, I don't know. It's one of these things. It's one of these things you never know what you actually sound like. Only other people know what you sound like. Okay. I think we begin planning then to March. There, yeah, we need to deal with that force there. I'm gonna say Quainlin, whatever. Yeah, that place there, which we're already planning for, fantastic. Okay, we're gonna begin to march out. Obviously, we'll have to take the roads here, so that is... actually, it's not going to take us into contact with the enemy. I'm going to move forward to actually engage the enemy, considering... Oh, was it? I don't think it was. Right. Then again, I could potentially leave the first independent here, actually. I'll leave the first independent there. It means I can actually stay here with this unit. There we go. Okay. So the 38th is going to march out. The Conquerors of Hong Kong. This unit is going to stay here and basically hold the fort. Right, so we'll hunt this unit down over here. Deal with that. What I'd like to do here then is actually make our way over to here. Then what I'd like to do is potentially cross the river here and actually crush the forces at Nanning. So that would actually open up a path here from Indochina into southern China. And I'd actually be able to move troops back and forth and supply back and forth with a lot more ease, really. Which is appreciated. I have a question. What kind of fortifications benefits does fortifications give? I think I actually asked this in one of the videos. I haven't... It's like I do get these comments and I do try to get back to them. It's just I find it a bit easier sometimes to answer them on live streams. Okay, let's see. I wanted to war when they weren't at war. Okay, 1 second. I'm just going to look at the manual, see if I can find a part on fortifications for you, my friend. I'm sure a veteran player like Infinite Monkey may be able to help you with that one too. Fortifications... Yeah, I'm actually not seeing it in there. Okay, force increase your defense, typically about 33% per level. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Infinite. You've saved my life. I would ban Pakoi. We do have this unit over here, the 4th Independent Mixed Regiment. Sorry, it's already marching towards Pakoi. The issue is, it's like I can't attack Nanning due to... He has a decent amount of men over here, but also he has the river. At least if I was to move the unit over here, the 38th over here with artillery, I'd be able to crush these units at Nanning and basically push, well, crush them in between the rivers here. Which would be nice. Okay. Oh, no, well, nobody's there about it, dude. That would actually be courtesy of Infinite Monkey Bear for actually asking, well, for actually answering the question, sorry. Force must be reduced to 0 before an attacker can take control of a base. That's a very interesting result. That's a very interesting one, then. Yeah, so we reduce this to size 1, so we have to reduce that and take the base. Very good to know, actually. Very good to know. I mean, this is why I wonder, is it worth it to bite the bullet over here at Bataan and just... Yeah, it's one of these, but then again, I suppose you might have all the fortifications in the world, but if you don't have a supply, you're not going to be able to fight very well. But then again, you're going to be able to fight from a fortress, so, yeah. These units moving up over here. Okay. So, I'm going to say that we're done with a turn here. I would do more, but I think my brain would melt otherwise. I'm pretty tired, actually, at this point. It's been one of the longest streams, actually, so... I'm glad, though. I'm glad that we got things done. And I'm happy. I'm very happy. I think it's going to be a good few turns. Ideally. We need to be cautious, but we also need to be bold. I think we are pushing him into a position here where he is having to react increasingly. Something I've been happy about really is the amount of troop transports that we've been putting on the bottom here, 40 HG. The best case scenario is where he's actually going to find his 1942 and 1943 potentially really slowed down due to the lack of actual amphibious transport capacity, which would really help. That would significantly help me out. So, in the day, if he finds that he's lacking their troop ships, yeah, it's going to delay him, and that's important. So, I'm going to call it there, so thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. We will submit the turn right after stream is over, and I'd like to say, if you guys have enjoyed this, and if you do continue to enjoy this, please do consider supporting myself and the channel. You can do this through a number of different ways. Patreon's a good way, at least then you can actually see what I'm doing month by month. I do swear I will update it when I get around to it, which is really bad. I'm still considering what would be a good reward. Need to figure that out. But I'd like to say thank you so very much there, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, feel free to join the conversation on Discord and like, favorite, subscribe, all that sort of jazz. I'm bad at outros, okay? You'll forgive me. Until the next episode, goodbye for now, ladies and gentlemen. We'll probably see the next episode maybe Thursday, Friday, something around that. Ideally sooner, but hey, we'll see what happens. Until next time, you've been you. And how will we name the turn? Ooh. How will we name the turn? I'll make a quick backup over here. Yeah, let's do it. I like that. That's a real, like, kick him in the face when they're down sort of thing. Okay. I like that one. That's a really good suggestion there. I know, I'm sure THG is going to be spitting feathers about that one. There we go, hit but no explosion. And just like that, we're done. Thank you so very much, ladies and gents. See you next time. Have a great evening or day, whatever you're doing. Just have fun. And say hello to the family. See you later.